From Harlen C. Hunter Stadium in St. Charles, Missouri, Lindenwood Lions football is live today. It's Alex Fadul and the Lions facing off against Braden Scott and the Lions of Missouri Southern State University for Week 10 of the 2016 season. We welcome you, everyone, into the Lindenwood Sports Network. We thank you, as always, for joining us. Alongside Adam Ziske, I'm Matt Sabatis. Adam, any way you slice it, Lindenwood got the job done last week. A 35-14 victory over the University of Nebraska at Kearney Lopers. What do you have to say about it?
They played well. The defense was great, especially in that third quarter, not giving up a single point. In the second half, everything gelled in the secondary. Our linebackers look good, so hopefully we can keep that up here today.
Let's go ahead down to the sidelines. Really quickly introduce you to our sideline reporter, Miss Allie Spry.
Thanks, Matt. And like you just said, the boys are coming off of a big win from Nebraska Kearney, and so it's senior day here, and it's the last game for those seniors here at Hunter Stadium. So it's to be a bittersweet game, and hopefully they can bring on the win, and let's go Lions.
Valley, hopefully we can get a big win today. Lindenwood looking for their third win of the season, as are the Missouri Southern State University Lions. Both teams coming in with a 2-7 record, both teams coming off of a Week 9 victory. Lindenwood coming off of a 35-14 victory. Missouri Southern a 45-33 victory over the Northeastern State University Riverhawks. The Lions have elected to receive the ball to start the first half, so they will kick it away to start the second half. The Lions will be returning from right to left, wearing their black home jerseys, the black pants, the gold stripes, the white numbers with gold trim, white helmets, and the gold lion head on the side. Back to kick this one away for Missouri Southern. Brock Rinkin, the 6'1 junior, averaging just over 60 yards per kick, and he booms it end over end, 2 yards shy of the goal line, picked up by Bakari Triggs, fakes the flip over to Kendall Sparks, and he takes it himself between the numbers to the 20, to the 25, now to the 30, pushed out of bounds after an excellent return of 28 yards, and Lindenwood will start their first drive there. Missouri Southern State University will be defending from left to right, wearing their white road jerseys, the green pants with the gold numbering and the gold and green trim. Green helmets with a gold stripe across the middle and the lion head on the side. It's 1st and 10 for LU, directly at the 30-yard line, as Alex Fadul and the Lions offense are back out onto the field now. He's with Aaron Daniels, set up in the shotgun. Daniels getting the start today after a rough game against UNK. Looking to pass as Fadul. He pumps and he goes deep with it for Deshaun Warren, just overthrown as he already had his man beat with an open lane to the end zone. A few steps on Ricky Green, but it's an incomplete pass, and it brings up 2nd and 10.
And you said that exactly right. That's okay. Hey, taking a shot this early in the ball game, you're fine with that. Deshaun Warren had 2 steps. The throw has to be there, but I like the aggressiveness early.
2nd and 10 on the 30-yard line. Lions set back up with the same formation, but now it's Cooper Janisewski's set up alone on the far side. 2 receivers on the near side are Sparks and Warren. High snap to Fadul, give near side for Aaron Daniels, chugging through, keeps those legs moving. In the secondary, he's finally able to pull him down. Xavier Mardson with the tackle for Missouri Southern State. It's a pickup of 10 and a first down for LU.
That's one thing. Last week, Aaron Daniels had a low spot in the ball game, one of those rare off days at the office, but Kalen Campbell picked up the slack, so hopefully Mr. Daniels can come to play here this afternoon.
A dual threat for Lindenwood at the running back position. We'll see when Campbell gets his first bite in today's game. The 1st and 10, a give on the near side to Daniels. Finds a hole in the offensive line, tries to slip around one of the defensive linemen, but he's just not able to do it. Travell Smith, the end from Fort Heights, Illinois, making the stop. It's a pickup of 6, and it brings up 2nd down.
Good job, Alex Zendejas on the outside, pulling the guard on the play to block up field. I like it.
Zendejas, one of the few seniors on the team for LU on this senior day. It's 2nd and 4 for LU, a few yards shy of midfield. Fadul, time in the pocket, he looks to pass, gets it on a quick slant to Kendall Sparks, but he's only got to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1 at most, nothing to it, as that one was a rough play. Brought down by the free safety Chris Goss, and it's 3rd and 3.
That's one thing Alex Fadul does really well. He stays in the pocket, he sees the whole field, and he really goes through his progressions well.
They spot it as a loss of 1, it seems. Few yards of backtracking from Kendall Sparks. So it'll be 3rd and 4 now for LU. In the shotgun with 2 receivers on the far side. High snap. Gave on a counter to Aaron Daniels. He tries to spin around the offensive line, but he gets wrapped up in the backfield and gets yanked down. Travell Smith again with the tackle. Trevor Plafkin contributing on it for Missouri Southern State University. And that brings up 4th down. The punting unit will make their first way out onto the field today.
Even though you didn't get a score out of that drive, you still had a good deep ball. You know you can beat them deep, and also you had a good run, so there were positives to take out of that.
So out comes A.J. Thigpen and Lions punting squad. Thigpen on the year averaging 40 yards per kick. Back to return for Missouri Southern State is Scott Lathrop, the senior. He's lined up at the 14-yard line. Thigpen sets for it. Minimal win. He gets the snap and boots it. A spiraling one. Lathrop reels it in at the 15. No fair catch, and he's taking it. Ricky McCoy stops him after only about a 4-yard gain in between the hash marks. So not too much there, and that'll bring out the Lindenwood Lions defense and Missouri Southern's offense for the first time today. Missouri Southern led by their sophomore quarterback, Braden Scott out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. An excellent day 2 weeks ago against the UCO Broncos, 20 for 32 with 287 yards through the air and 4 passing touchdowns. This is a high-caliber passing team, but it'll be up to Lindenwood's passing defense to see if they can compare. Lindenwood has one of the bottom halves in passing defense. 12:49 left to go in a scoreless first quarter. Scott claps his hands. He has it now. Waist high, gives it to his running back, Devin Chafin, fighting through the offensive line. Gets some push, but he can't get too much more. A gain of 1, if any, before Connor Harris and Jonathan Harris combine on the stop for LU.
And those two are going to have to be big today. Connor Harris playing in his last game here on his home turf. You know he's going to be excited.
Senior day for LU. A few of the defensive men on the squad for LU. Wesley Thomas, Connor Harris, Antron Watts, and Clint Coons. We'll get you all the seniors later on. This 2nd and 9 now for Missouri Southern State. Pump action, and it goes deep, but quickly incomplete. Nothing going there for Scott Lathrop. And it's now 3rd and 9.
You're lucky you missed that. We got away with one there. There's 2 guys in the secondary that had no idea who was covering who. We have to be on the same page.
After the incompletion, 12-17 left to go here in the first quarter. Scoreless game between these 2-7 teams. Lions, Lindenwood bringing a 4-man front as they set up back in the shotgun. Braden Scott does with Josh Hadley now, the running back to the right side, looking to pass. His Scott pocket collapses and John Harris is in pursuit. He's looking downfield as Connor Harris is getting on him at the shoulder, pulls him out of bounds. It's a gain of 4 across the line of scrimmage, and it's 4th down for Missouri Southern.
And that's what Connor Harris is supposed to do, being the mid linebacker like that. Once he take off, you have to come get him. The corners and the safeties, they're going to stay with their man and the receivers downfield. Connor Harris, he's going to have a big afternoon if things stay this way.
All the speed from Connor Harris on that one, but the ground game could be a big one today. Missouri Southern had 255 yards on the ground in their last week's game against Northeastern State University. But out comes Stetson Broach to punt this one away. Back to return is Wesley Thomas, the senior for LU. Starts at the 30, steps up now to about the 35. Again, no wind playing a factor in this one. Broach gets the snap at the 15, boots it, a spiraling one. Thomas backs up on it, hauls it in at the chest, jukes one defender, but can't make another one as he gets wrapped up and pulled down at the 35-yard line. Minimal return, and that'll be all she wrote for LU. Jacque Davis for the tackle from Missouri Southern State University. Out comes the Lions defense, or the Lions offense once again.
You're not wrong either way you put it.
Lions and Lions. I could just
right.
say Lions anything, and that's all that really matters. It's 1st and 10 for Lindenwood at the 38-yard line. Thomas got a yard or 2 extra from it, but they set up now. Looks like they're going to take a timeout on the field, and with that, we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Miss Allie Spry. Allie.
It's Matt. So the energy is going down here. The team is getting all set up and ready, and the defensive coach is making sure that they continue the play. That is key. The defense was a key in last game, and they came out with a win. So today, they're really going to focus on defense and pushing back the other team. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Allie. Absolutely right. The defense, a major key in last week's game, and the win against the University of Nebraska at Kearney. The second touchdown in that 35-14 matchup wasn't even allowed until late in the fourth quarter once the game was already well out of hand. So it'll be on Lindenwood's defense to see if they can go toe-to-toe with Missouri Southern. Follow the Lindenwood Sports Network on Twitter. Get live updates from every broadcast, behind-the-scenes looks, first access to podcasts, and more. Just type in @LU Sports Network. That's @LU Sports Network. Fadul back out onto the field. It looks like Kalen Campbell is making his first appearance back in Harlen C. Hunter Stadium for the first time against the Missouri Western State University Griffins. And it's a quick handoff to him off the far side guard, a 6-yard gain, and the secondary pulls him down. Romel Hill with the stop for Missouri Southern, and it's second down for LU.
Kalen Campbell, very impressive last week, well over 100 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Look to keep it up.
22 carries, 143 yards on the ground for the sophomore, or the junior running back, I should say. Back to pass is Fadul. Quickly gets it to Kendall Sparks and quickly hit to force an incompletion. A beauty of a play from Ricky Green, as that's now third down.
That's one thing about this outside secondary for the Lions of Joplin, Missouri. They're really going to bring the pressure on the outside, and they look to hit you.
It was a quick hook, and Green, with 31 tackles on the year, was able to make sure that Sparks wasn't able to hold on. It's 3rd and 3 from the Lions' 45-yard line. Lindenwood, Lions' 45-yard line. 11:33 left to go in a scoreless first quarter. They line back up in the shotgun with twins on either side, Fadul and Campbell. 4-man rush incoming from Missouri Southern. Fadul time in the pocket as he lofts it up for Dontrell Prince just out of his fingertips, as Prince might have slowed down going to the sidelines on that one around the 35-yard line. Either way, it's incomplete, and Lions will bring out the punting unit.
Pretty good ball that time by Alex Fadul. That would have been a 20-plus yard gain. You have to have those. Looking all the way in.
Just a little floater looking for the basket-style catch, but either way, Lindenwood is forced to go 3 and out. Scott Lathrop out for Missouri Southern to return this one. Had one earlier, only a gain of about 5 on the punt return, and he's backed up to about a similar spot at the 15. Missouri Southern going from left to right. Lions, Lindenwood going from right to left. Thigpen back to punt it away at the 30-yard line of Lindenwood. Gets the snap chest high, rolls out to the right side, and boots it away. End over end, Lathrop going to it on the far side and lets it bounce. It's still moving. Clint Coons in pursuit isn't able to save it before it gets into the end zone. A hefty bounce from A.J. Thigpen, and the Lions just weren't able to make the play.
Pretty good job last time out by the defense, forcing a 3 and out. Everybody needs to stay in their lane. Good protection downfield, and we'll be just fine.
Final home game of the season. Football season may be ending, but basketball season is around the corner. We're not done here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. LU men's basketball hits the road for a pair of games in Wisconsin this Friday, with Game 1 against the Bemidji State tipping off at 7 o'clock. So stay tuned for that right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern at the 20-yard line after the touchback on the punt. Here's Braden Scott. Quickly pitches it out to his running back, I should say, Antron Watts, making the tackle after only about a 5-yard gain. A good gain brings up 2nd down as Ja'Cory Bell was able to make a good play for Missouri Southern.
Good job by Antron Watts keeping his man in front, but also you have to go get him sooner. Force him out of bounds after about 3 yards instead of 5.
Rather, Devin Chafin on the reception for Missouri Southern. Only his 7th this year, but he's got now 48 yards on the season. It's 2nd and 6 for Missouri Southern State. Full coverage in the gun. This one a give to Scott Lathrop. Tries to spin around in the backfield, and he's trucked through by Clint Coons. That's a loss of 1. Lions come away in the clutch with that one. Lindenwood.
That's one thing the school from Joplin, Missouri Southern State's going to do here this afternoon is really try to pressure you up the middle with those run-pass options. Just stay in your lane and go for the ball every single time, and you'll handle it just fine.
Clint Coons, a tackle for loss, only his 4th this year, makes it now 3rd and 7 with 10:45 left to go in a scoreless first quarter. In the shotgun with Devin Chafin. Braden Scott is set, twins on either side. Lindenwood bringing a 4-man rush. He claps his hands, Scott has it. Time in the pocket and quickly lost the pass. Bakari Triggs with a tackle after it's complete on about a 3-yard gain. Scott Lathrop the reception, but it's not enough to move the chains. The punting unit will come out.
Good job by Bakari Triggs. What he didn't do in the early part of the season, he had a lot of missed tackles. He's starting to make that first tackle the first time. Big time play there.
Missouri Southern State still looking for their 2nd first down of the game. They only have 1. Wesley Thomas will back up to return this one, as we have seen punt after punt after punt to start this matchup. We'll see if one of these sides can break through. Thomas backed up to his own 30-yard line to return it. Stetson Broach to punt it away, lined up at his own 12. He has the snap, chest high, steps up and gets it away. End over end. It's a short one. Bounces first at the 41. Thomas will let it go as it takes another bounce backwards this time at the 35-yard line. And that's where Missouri Southern State will down the ball and take it themselves. So Lindenwood will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line, and they'll have to step up. Looks like we have a flag on the plays. There are officials discussing something at the 50-yard line on the far hash. Having a conversation now with the head referee, John Steger. They're speaking it over. Only 3 of the other officials setting up for the proper play. It was on the far sideline around the 50. Let's see what the call is. No foul. There you go. So 1st and 10 for LU at the 35-yard line as they set up now. Alex Vidul coming back out, and it looks like Aaron Daniels, rather Kalen Campbell, will still play that running back position. Cooper Janisewski's the wide receiver on the far side. Dontrell Prince and Deshaun Warren, the two on the near side. Devontae Majors a tight end. Near side give, Kalen Campbell fighting through an open hole off center, gets 3 yards before he's knocked down after a short gain. Good gain with Romel Hill making the stop for Missouri Southern State. That brings up second down.
Keep getting gains like that, 3-4 yards at a time. Soon enough, they're going to start selling out on the run, and that's when you hit them with the play action.
Lindenwood is averaging over 50 more rush yards per game this season than they did over the course of 2015. A quick step in, and this is a free play for Lindenwood as the flag comes in. Kalen Campbell on a sweep, can't get too much, and he's brought down at the 40, just a yard past the line of scrimmage. But this should be 5 yards for LU regardless, as it looked to be the left defensive end, Travell Smith, might have taken a step too early. It could be going either way, but considering the play did not stop, you can only assume offsides. The officials are having a conversation now at the 35-yard line, and let's see what the call is. Rather, it was on Chris Williams, not Travell Smith. Chris Williams, the senior out of New Orleans, makes it now 2nd and 3 after a 5-yard penalty for LU. Lindenwood has been a lot more disciplined these past few games. They're averaging 7 penalties per game, but that number's gone down. About midway through the season, that number was around 8.5 penalties per game and about 75 yards from penalties alone. They're sitting at 67, and Lions have yet to commit a penalty today. 2nd and 3, Fadul sets high, snap give to Campbell far side. Cutting through, has the first down across midfield, a little more to the 45 before he's ripped down by Andreas Simpson, the free safety, and it's 1st and 10 LU.
Good vision that time by Kalen Campbell, seeing the hole develop immediately and just bursting right through.
Lions move the chains again. They're moving quickly, and this is the first time that either side has been in opposing territory. 1st and 10 of the Missouri Southern 44. Near side give to Kalen Campbell. Gets tripped up off tackle. A big gain, but just a little shy. Chad Nolan in the corner with the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 3 for LU at the 39-yard line.
Keep going with the run. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Kalen Campbell, he's going to be your horse today.
Rushing defense for Missouri Southern State is abysmal. Worst in the conference, 252 yards allowed this season. Again in the shotgun. Triplets on the far side. A high snap, sweep give, fake. No, it's an option for Fadul. Fights through, has the first down, tries to split one of the defensive linemen, but Chris Williams is just able to hold on and make the play. Lions pick up the first down, though, as it's a 6-yard gain for Alex Fadul.
Two kinds of running quarterbacks. You have your sliders, and then you have your Alex Faduls who just want to go and hit people. He's fun to watch.
It seems to be. 6 foot, 210 pounds. He only had 25 carries coming into today's game, but understand that he was a sparse player before last week's game against the University of Nebraska at Kearney, and mostly through that game they used Kalen Campbell. He's in the shotgun again, 1st and 10 to the 34. This one to give to Aaron Daniels on the near side. He charges through, gets those legs moving, and he fights his way up to the 27-yard line before being pulled down by the secondary. Justin Leaguer, the leading tackler on this Missouri Southern team, with a stop for the Lions. It's 2nd and 4.
Last week we had a 2-quarterback system. This week a 2 running back system, and it's working pretty well here in the early going.
Swapping out Daniels and Campbell. You mentioned it. Daniels had a rough week last week against Kearney, but Campbell really picked up the slack. Let's see how Daniels does on this one. Near side off the tackle. Tries to get his leg free of one of the defenders, but he's just not able to after being pulled off. Andreas Simpson, the free safety, with the stop again, but it should be enough for the first down. Let's see. They are signaling to move the chains. We have a first down mark, and now the chains are moving. A little slow on the chain gang there, but it's 1st and 10 for LU. 7:55 left to go in this opening scoreless quarter of play. High snap, Fadul looking to pass. Extra blocker in the pocket. He lofts it up deep for Deshaun Warren. Just a step overthrown at the back of the end zone and incomplete.
It's all right. I like the play call that time. Take a shot at the end zone, try to get a quick score, but your running game is what got you here to this point, so keep riding that train.
It's almost obvious, though, at this point, whenever the Lions are back to pass and it's going to be a deep one, Deshaun Warren is the primary target. That much can be said. He's averaging 24 yards per reception, and there's a flag on the play, holding on Missouri Southern State University. How do you like that? Lindenwood gets an automatic first down, and the defensive hold adds 10 yards. So it's 1st and 10 for LU, now at the 14-yard line, and they've stepped inside the red zone. Lindenwood shooting about 80% in their red zone trips this year, with 17 for 20 touchdowns. Here's Fadul in the gun. Aaron Daniels, the running back. 2 on the far side, 2 on the near. Low snap. It's off Daniels' leg, and he has to fall on it, saving it in time for LU. It'll be a loss of 2 and bring up second down.
Thank you, Mr. Daniels. If we are going to get gifts such as these kind of penalties to get us in plus field position, you have to take advantage of it. Turnovers are a must to keep away from.
Oh my, oh my. That one's a little troubling, but Lindenwood was able to recover. 7:23 left to go here in the opening quarter of play. We're still scoreless as Lindenwood is threatening to put the first points on the board. In the shotgun with 2 receivers on the near side. Janisevsky's alone on the far. A fast snap, give to Daniels, near side sweep. Gets a block and he cuts to the 10. Has an open lane, trying to stay in bounds, but he just can't across the 5. Steps out of bounds, a yard shy of the pylon. It'll be first and goal for LU at the 1.
That close, wasn't he?
Oh, man, that one was rough for Daniels, but he'll have another opportunity to punch one in for LU. Got an extra block from the left tackle, Zendejas, and boy, was he trying his best to stay in bounds. He just wasn't able to. First and 10, they'll back him up, as a matter of fact. Stahey went out of bounds before the yard marker. An option for Fadul, tries to keep it himself. Triple teamed behind the line of scrimmage and finally pulled down. A rough one for Alex. Travell Smith, the stop from Missouri Southern State University. This should be fourth down for LU. Interesting to see what they'll go with.
And if so, even if you do go with the field goal, who's it going to be? Connor's
been hitting
White?
him.
Yep.
Connor's been hitting him. In the practices before the University of Nebraska at Kearney game, Connor Harris was hitting 50-yard field goals with wind in his face. He was 5 for 5 on PATs last week as he took over that position for the first time since high school. But the Lions, Lindenwood, will elect to go for it on 4th and 3 inside the 10. Chest high snap, Fadul time in the pocket, lofts it up for Dontrell Prince, and it's overthrown as he was double teamed. Turnover on downs, and the Lions will swap sides.
Fadul had an interesting read on that. It was a slant route, scissor on the outside. Warren went one way, and there went the ball, but also Ricky Green, excellent coverage, picking up Warren on the back half.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern when we return. We've reached a media timeout here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. When we come back, we're still scoreless in the first, right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
When I was 6, I had one thing on my mind. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball every chance I could. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to learn the signs of a stroke fast. F-A-S-T.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke. F-A-S-T. Fast.
This broadcast put on solely by communication students at Lindenwood University pursuing a degree in many media fields. If you're interested in learning more about the program or what it would take to become a student sportscaster, you can find out more online at lindenwood.edu. Turnover on downs, and Missouri Southern State has it 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line. Low snap, give on the near side. Connor Harris quickly making the tackle. Wesley Thomas trying to rid the ball out. It came loose. Was it live? The referees coming in to look to make the call. The Lions are saying they brought it into the end zone, Lindenwood, but it looks to be that they're saying that the play was dead. Missouri Southern State and the running back Josh Hadley had a close look, but Lindenwood just wasn't able to come away. It's 2nd down. 7 yards to go. They're exactly on their 10-yard line. Hadley in the gun with Braden Scott. Scott has it. Give on the far side. Fake. Quickly up the middle. It's complete to Josiah Bennett. He goes on a slant up the middle, and he gets the first down on a gain of 10.
Can't let him hang in the pocket for too long. That was 3 seconds to sit back and throw the football. Bring some pressure.
Missouri Southern State now has 1st and 10 outside their own 20 at the 22. 5:30 left to go in this opening quarter of play. We're still scoreless here in Harlen C. Hunter Stadium. Scott calls for it, has it, bobbles it a little, but he goes to the right side with it for Scott Lathrop. It's complete, but only a gain of about 4 before Bakari Triggs shoves him out of bounds It'll be second down for Missouri Southern State.
Okay, if you're Bakari Triggs, Lathrop's not that much faster than you. You don't need to sag off 8 yards. Last week we kind of had to because those receivers were quick. This week, go and pressure them.
Officially a gain of 4. It's 2nd and 6 at the 26-yard line for Missouri Southern and the Lions. Getting the shotgun. This time it looks to be Devin Chafin, the running back, now on the left side with Braden Scott. Scott calls for it, has it, give on the near side to the running back. This time it's Josh Hadley cutting across. He has a room, and he tries to hurdle Bakari Triggs, but Triggs hauls him out of the air, and Wesley Thomas contributes to push him down just across the chains. They'll move, and it's first down for Missouri Southern.
One thing we are missing is the physicality and the intensity that we had on the first 2 drives defensively.
Only a couple of first downs for Missouri Southern State so far today. Most of them have been in this drive. Braden Scott calls for it, doesn't get anyone on the hard count, so he'll step up and try again. Man in motion, that's Devin Chafin. The give is to him on the far side. He's met by a collapsing hole in the line of scrimmage, and Clint Coons is able to make the stop after only a 2-yard gain.
Good job that time by the run defense. That's our team identity right there. We have a pretty good run defense. We can stop the run.
Matter of fact, all of the first downs for Missouri Southern State in this game have taken place on this drive. And when I say all, I mean all 2 of them. So it's 2nd and 8 for Missouri Southern and the Lions at the 38-yard line. 4 minutes left to go in an opening scoreless quarter. Scott steps up, has a new play call. 2 receivers on either side, split across the hash marks near the numbers. In the shotgun, this time it's with Devin Chafin. He calls for it, has it, the give to Chafin on the far side. Met at the line of scrimmage, fights through for 2 more yards at the 40, and he's brought down with nothing more to show for it. Connor Harris the stop for LU, and it's 3rd down.
Connor Harris made the tackle. Everything was fine up the middle. The best job, though, is number 51, and that's Justin Taylor. He went with the running back, so he had both sides secured. If the quarterback pulls it, Taylor's right there. If not, Harris is up the middle.
Big play here for Lindenwood. 3rd and 6 directly at the 40-yard line. In the shotgun this time with Devin Chafin. Scott set, receivers on both hashes, and he has it. Looking to pass, steps up, protection in the pocket. He looks for an open hole, steps up to the line of scrimmage, and he's keeping it himself. Has a lane to the chains, and Connor Harris chases him out of bounds. It should be enough to move him. It is. So a gain of 7, and a good read from the quarterback makes it 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern.
If you're Connor Harris, you have to know where the chain is and be able to get there before the quarterback to force him out earlier so he doesn't get that first.
It was Harris and then one other line, Derek Sabuga in pursuit for LU, but Sabuga not as fast as Connor Harris by any means. As the Missouri Southern State line is taking himself off the field, Josiah Bennett looks like there might have been some equipment malfunction, and the officials said he couldn't remain on. 2 receivers on either side. This 1st and 10. It's now Josh Hadley back in as the running back for Missouri Southern. High snap, fakes the give to Hadley. On the near side, it's complete. And Roderick Riles makes a quick tackle before anything else comes from it. Jordan Morrison, the leading receiver for Missouri Southern, with the play. And it's a 6-yard gain to bring up 2nd down just across the 50-yard line.
Good job by Ricky McCoy that time on the tackle. Just like a quarterback takes a 2-step drop, as a cornerback, you go back 2 steps, then you find the ball. Good job by Ricky.
McCoy last week, 3 pass breakups, 2 interceptions. The true freshman out of St. Louis making a name for himself against the University of Nebraska at Kearney. It's 2nd and 4 at the LU 47. Scott sets for it now. Claps his hands, he has it. Give, fakes on the near side. Justin Taylor in the backfield can't make the stop, but now here comes Antonio Davis. Downfield, incomplete. As that was a close one, Lindenwood was able to hold on with the coverage. Terrell Crawford, the senior out of California, had to dive for it at the sideline, but it was just too far out of his reach. That brings up 3rd down.
They had 2 first downs on this drive earlier because too much time in the pocket for Scott. Now they're making him leave the pocket. Everything's just fine up front for LU.
Justin Taylor flew in the backfield, and Antonio Davis made sure that there was no time to breathe. 3rd and 4 for Missouri Southern State. Lindenwood, a 4-man rush incoming. They don't look to bring another backer. Putting a man in motion for Missouri Southern, that's Josh Hadley. Quick scoop pass underneath, and it's complete to Terrell Crawford. Has the first down and a little more to the 35. Still on his feet before Connor Harris makes the tackle on his back. And it'll be 1st and 10 after a 15-yard play.
You might be wondering whose man was that. Good question. Nobody knew. Easy pitch and catch there for the Lions.
Well, that's the thing. Lindenwood stepped up with the dime on that one, and it seemed to be that the linebackers were a little confused once it was a quick slant like that.
Miscommunication.
1st and 10 at the 35. They line back up. Missouri Southern does. Again in the shotgun with Josh Hadley, the running back. 2 receivers either side for Braden Scott. Taking his time with it. 10 on the play clock, 1:44 left in the scoreless first quarter. He claps for it. 2-step drop back. He's looking deep, time in the pocket, but Connor Harris is stepping on him. Here comes Clint Coons, and he throws it away downfield, but it's complete at the 10-yard line. Roderick Riles makes the play and just saves a touchdown. Jordan Morrison with the reception, and I don't think any of the Lions secondary were expecting that ball to stay in bounds.
One thing about Braden Scott, what he does really well is he throws on the run. He gets good pressure behind his legs and arms. Excellent throw downfield.
A yard shy of the 10-yard line. It's 1st and 10 at the 11 for Missouri Southern, the closest that these Lions have been to the end zone all day. Lindenwood went for a 4th and goal at the 3 earlier this quarter, and they weren't able to convert. A turnover on downs led to this current drive for Missouri Southern. Scott steps up in the gun, puts a man in motion. It's Chafin. He calls for it, gives it to Hadley, the running back, and he's met at the line of scrimmage for a short gain, if any. Some pushing and shoving going between the corner, Ricky McCoy, and the wide receiver, Terrell Crawford, but nothing comes of it, no yellow flags, and it's 2nd and 9.
Good job by the run defense. Our red zone defense has actually been pretty quality this year.
Missouri Southern very rough on the red zone alone. They're shooting 66% on their trips with 4 turnovers this year in the red zone alone. Set back up in the shotgun. Josh Hadley, the running back. Scott taking his time now. 10 on the play clock. 30 left to go in the scoreless first quarter. He pumps, lofts it up, overhead. Roderick Riles can't make the play. Touchdown, Josiah Bennett. And Missouri Southern takes the lead.
That's one thing about Bennett. He has a big frame on him. He can go up and get those jump balls. Excellent throw that time by Scott.
Team leading 5th touchdown reception this year for the freshman out of Odessa, Missouri. And it's 6-0 Missouri Southern State.
One thing Scott does really well, he has excellent touch on the football.
Here's Brock Renken. First time we've seen him since the opening kickoff. He's shooting 22 for 23 on the year from his PAT. Scott Lathrop is the holder. And they're set to go. Snap is back. The ball is down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 7-0. Lindenwood falls behind first with 26 seconds left to go here in the opening quarter. It's been a fast one, and Lindenwood will need to respond. The Lindenwood Journalism Department is one of the best in the Midwest, featuring the fully student-run newspaper, The Legacy, and the multimedia news site, The Linden Link. Students have every opportunity to learn about the world of journalism right here in St. Charles. If you'd like to learn more about the journalism opportunities at LU, you can visit online at lindenwood.edu. So that drive from Missouri Southern State, 13 plays, 93 yards, spanning 5 minutes and 43 seconds, capped off by the 10-yard touchdown pass from Braden Scott to Josiah Bennett. You got to say, Braden Scott made that drive his. Throwing on the run, keeping the plays alive. And while the Lions got into the backfield, making the pocket collapse, Scott kept the game going.
One thing I will say while we have a break in the action, congratulations to our own Leo the Lion, who won the Mid-Rivers Mall mascot contest. He beat Fredberg.
Who was that?
The other day. I saw it on the news.
Really?
Just last night. But Leo the Lion is your Mid-Rivers Mall mascot of the month, maybe year, who knows. But congratulations.
Well, okay then. How do you like that? Out comes Brock Renken to kick this one off once again. Bakari Triggs and Kendall Sparks back to return for LU. They're lined up at the 2-yard line. No wind playing a factor as Renken from left to right boots it away. End over end, backing up on it is Triggs. He hauls it in at the 3-yard line across the numbers. They go for that fake again, and Triggs is taking it across to the far hash himself, and he's wrapped up after only about a gain of 12 at the 18-yard line. So a decent return for Triggs. Not one of his best, but it'll be 1st and 10 for LU with 18 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
One thing I will say about that fake on the kick return, it's worked plenty of times this season. That's fine, but don't be so worried about that. You take away from your own run. Look to get upfield.
It'll be Kalen Campbell, the running back for LU once again, as Alex Fadul steps out to man the offense. 3 receivers on the near side for LU. Paul Silvio, Kendall Sparks, and Dontrell Prince, as Cooper Janisevsky is alone on the far side. No Deshaun Warren in this play. That's peculiar for Lindenwood. 4-man incoming from Missouri Southern State. A high snap to give on the near side to Campbell. An open hole, but the linebacker flies in, Romel Hill, to make a quick stop on Campbell. It's a gain of about 4.
Just a question to think about. If the offense stalls on this drive, do you go back to A.J. Thigpen or do you keep the duel?
Well, that'll be a question to answer in the second quarter as the Lions let the clock expire. After the first quarter of play, 7-0, Lindenwood trails Missouri Southern State University. And we'll be right back in just a few seconds right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
When I was 6, I had one thing on my mind. When I was 6, My days were spent playing basketball every chance I could. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to learn the signs of a stroke fast. F-A-S-T.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke. F-A-S-T. Fast.
What this place needs is better graduation rates.
What this place needs is less childhood obesity.
What this place needs is free help with taxes.
What this place needs is healthy breakfast.
What this place needs is fitness programs for kids.
What this place needs is early readers.
What this place needs is mentors for teens.
What this place needs is people to join us. What this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org.
7-0 out of 1 quarter of play between the Lions and the Lions here in Harlen C. Hunter Stadium. Matt Sabatis, Adam Ziske here with you on the Lindenwood Sports Network. Allie Spry, our sideline reporter, will give it to her later on as we have a fresh 15 for the second quarter here in Harlen C. Hunter Stadium. Alex Fadul and Kalen Campbell back out onto the field for LU. Lions now going from left to right offensively, as this one is a give to Campbell off the far side guard. He gets 3 yards, chugging those legs, and that's about all he can get, though. Trevor Plafkin with the tackle, the defensive end for Missouri Southern, and it's a 4-yard gain just shy of the chains, and Lindenwood will have to move on third down.
Pretty good job by the defense in that first quarter. Now we need to score.
Campbell so far throughout the game, that's his 6th carry, and he's just shy of 40 yards. So the Lions are moving quickly with it. I mentioned earlier Missouri Southern State, one of the worst rushing defending teams in the MIAA. 252 yards allowed per game, 3rd and 3. Fakes the give as Fadul takes it himself. A beautiful option, and he has some room. Fights through to the 35, a yard pass, and he's knocked down by Alexander Wade, the strong safety, before he's brought down. 1st and 10 for Lindenwood now with 14:21 left to go here in the first half.
Alex and Dejas doing a really good job right now of secondary blocking.
Lindenwood trails 7-0, but they've got some momentum and they're moving the chains. That's all it can take. 2 receivers on either side. Fadul has the high snap and the give to Kalen Campbell on the near side. Tries to slip through one of the defenders, but can't really make the play. The tackle made by James Wooten, the defensive tackle out of Kansas City.
Only 1 completed pass so far. That went for negative yardage for Alex Fadul, but if you're getting 3-4 yards at a time, just keep it on the ground.
He's gone deep with it before. Deshaun Warren has been targeted a couple of times, as Dontrell Prince has as well. But he's just given it to Kalen Campbell, and Campbell's met in the backfield immediately on that one. A loss of 3, and Campbell is slow to get up. Ooh, that's a tough one. Trevor Plafkin with the stop, his 2nd tackle for loss this year. And it's now 3rd and 10 for LU.
Safe to say Missouri Southern has been one of the more physical teams up front I have seen in the conference.
Lions are working quick now, and both sides can be saying that one. You look at the numbers in the backfield from both of these sides. You have 4 different players on the defensive line alone with multiple sacks. And then you have 3 safeties and linebackers with tackles for loss and sacks. Fadul, time in the pocket. He pumps downfield and elects to take it himself, rolling out to the far sideline. He has a hole, tries to shoulder a man at the 45, but just can't get across the chains. A good run from Alex Fadul, but Chris Goss was just there in time to make sure he didn't get across to make the first down.
Well, he's like a Cam Newton-style quarterback. He's not afraid to lower that shoulder and get dirty. Alex Fadul, he is very, very physical.
Unfortunately, that does bring out 4th down for Lindenwood, and they'll have to bring out the punting unit for the first time this quarter. 4th and now 4 for LU as A.J. Thigpen back out to punt it away. Back to return for Missouri Southern State. Scott Lathrop averaging just under 10 yards per return. He had 5 on his earlier one in this game. Thigpen sets, has a high snap at the 30, steps up, doesn't need the blocking, and he boots it end over end for Lathrop to pick up at the 14. Clint Coons can't make the tackle, and he's got room. Down to the 30, the 35, the 40, and he steps out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line. So that's where Missouri Southern State will start their next drive. 1st and 10 inside their own 40. Out comes the Lions defense and the Lions offense as both sides are setting up now. Stay on top with breaking news at Lindenwood University with the Linden Link, student-run news site with up-to-the-minute news, sports, culture, and opinion pieces all at your fingertips at lindenlink.com. That's lindenlink.com. We've reached our first media timeout of the quarter. We'll step aside, be right back in just a few seconds right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. The whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Thanks.
12:35 left to go here in the first half at Harlen C. Hunter Stadium. Matt Sabatas, Adam Ziski here with you on the Lindenwood Sports Network as Lindenwood need to get a defensive stop and try to fight back in this 7-0 deficit. Braden Scott back out on the field now for Missouri Southern State. He's in the shotgun alongside Devin Chafin. Calls for it. 3 yards deep and doesn't get it. The hard count doesn't take. It's 1st and 10 at the 39. He has it now. The give on the far side. Met in the backfield. Derek Sabuga with a tackle for a loss. Devin Chafin is stopped. And it's 2nd and long, Missouri Southern.
DSU has really been quiet here in these last couple of weeks. Good to see him being active up front. Great penetration that time.
Junior out of Arizona, his 3rd tackle for loss this year. And it's now 2nd and 13, Missouri Southern, with 12:14 left to go here in the second quarter. Line back up in the shotgun. Chafin to the right side. 2 receivers on the near, 2 on the far. 4-man rush in coming from Lindenwood. A high snap. Scott fakes the give. Play action goes up the middle. It's complete to Lathrop. Wesley Thomas can't make the stop and finally pulls him down across midfield to the 45. A 15-yard reception, and it's 1st down, Missouri Southern.
He finally got him to the ground, but it looked to me like Thomas was trying to go for the strip instead of just wrapping up. Don't go for the kill shot. Just take care of business.
Mark at a 20-yard gain for Missouri Southern. It's now 1st and 10 at the LU 42. Same formation now with triplets on the near side. A 4-man rush in coming from Lindenwood. Clint Coons lines up as the nickelback, but they'll need to bring in another rusher. It looks to be that's going to be the safety, Wesley Thomas. And they set up now. Missouri Southern. Braden Scott claps. He has it. Goes underneath, and he's quickly going to pass across the far side. And there was no one there to make that play. An unfortunate one for LU is Bakari Triggs had a good route on it, but Terrell Crawford was few too far behind.
Press coverage on the outside. Good job by Triggs, and the Lions of Missouri Southern State are going to go with that one-on-one opportunity every time they have the chance.
Clock stops at 11:32, and it's 2nd and 10, Missouri Southern at the Lions 42, Lindenwood Lions 42 to be specific, as Lindenwood trails 7-0. They line back up in the shotgun. It's Devin Chafin alongside Braden Scott on the near side. 2 receivers split on either side for the sophomore quarterback. He takes a 3-step drop and quickly guns it up the middle of the pass. It's complete. And Lions aren't able to make another play. That one this time to Jordan Morrison, as it's 1st and 10 Missouri Southern after another big gain. This one for 21 yards, and they're at the edge of the red zone.
The intensity in the secondary needs to pick up because you do not want to be saying the same thing, same old week 3 and 4 stuff right here.
Darius Williams with the stop for Lindenwood, and he's quickly brought off and replaced by Roderick Riles. 11:16 left to go in the half. Missouri Southern threatening to strike again. They lead 7-0. Scott calls for it, has it, chest high, fakes the give. He's looking to pass. The pocket has quickly collapsed. Clint Coons in pursuit. Scott looking to take it himself, but he lets it go across the sideline. Intercepted in the end zone by Roderick Riles, and Lindenwood comes away with it. Looks like Riles may have lost control of it coming down with the play against Jordan Morrison, and there's going to be a fight for it on the ground. The officials are trying to sort this one out. Both sides pointing their way, and let's see how this one plays out. Chains haven't moved. Officials talking about it now. Riles came down with it. Looks like he might have lost control when he was already on his back. That's going to be an official call at this point, and the officials are taking their time to make sure that they don't mess this one up, and that's a fair assumption to make. 10:58 left to go here in the opening half as Lindenwood trails 7-0. And this call, whichever way it goes, will have a big impact on LU.
Byron Beal coming onto the field for defensive line purposes. I think it may stay with Missouri Southern State.
Beal, one of those guys for a good goal line stop. As Nick Granberry came off from LU. Granberry, one of the leading sacks. One of the leading sackers, I should say, for Lindenwood on the defensive line. And it's Lindenwood's ball.
All right.
After a lengthy conversation at the 5, the officials finally come to, and Lindenwood has the turnover. Their 6th interception in the last 2 games. The first for Roderick Riles this year.
Good news is you got a turnover. Bad news is you're deep in your own territory. Come on, Alex Fadul in the offense. We need some points.
10:58 left to go in the quarter. Lindenwood backed up to their own 2-yard line, and they have 1st and 10. Officials just clarifying the call for Riles. It's 10:58 and 1st and 10 left to go here in the second quarter. Fadul has it now. Give to Daniels on the near side. Tries to split through on the near side tackle, and he doesn't get too much before he's pulled down by the secondary. Good tackle by Missouri Southern State. Justin Leaguer with the stop, and it's 2nd down LU. Maybe a gain of 1 at most.
All right, Cooper Janisewski's is all alone on the right side, one-on-one coverage. Look for him. He can go up and get it. I'd like to see a jump ball thrown his way.
He's got the height, 5'10", or rather 6'3", with 4 receptions and 65 yards through the air. This one, another gift to Daniels up the gut. He only gets about 2 yards on the carry. Another stop by Leaguer. And it's 3rd down for LU with about 4 left, or rather 5 left to go.
All right, what they're doing is this 4-4 defensive setup up front here this time for Missouri Southern State. You have to run east and west and not north and south. One of the few times you actually want to try to do that in the football game.
Daniels off the field, replaced by Kalen Campbell. He's the kind of guy who can go east and west for Lindenwood. They're set up in the shotgun. Janisewski's alone on the near side. On the far side, it's Warren and Prince. This one is a Fadul pass. Quickly a screen to Kalen Campbell, and he's got an opening to the 15, to the 20. Ripped down by the shoulder across the 20 at the 23. An excellent play from the running back as the tackle was made by number 12, Brian Hanser, the senior, out of Rockford, Illinois, for Missouri Southern. 1st and 10 LU.
That's what they call a block or leak out option. If there's nobody to block that time for Kalen Campbell, you go out in the flat. Excellent throw, excellent catch.
Only the 2nd reception this year for Campbell. It was a great screen. This one, though, he takes it on a give, and he's quickly met in the backfield, brought down for a loss. A rough play for LU. Kendrick Johnson, the stop for Missouri Southern. And that'll be it for this one.
What you have to do, if you're Alex Fadul, is read that middle linebacker better. If he steps down, you pull it and take it to the outside.
2nd and 11 now for Lindenwood after the loss of 1. 9:26 left to go here in the first half. 7-0, Lindenwood trails. They line up triplets close on the near side. Receivers on the hash marks, and this one's a quick pass. Sparks met in the backfield. He lets the ball go to make sure that it's signaled incomplete. Lions had the blockers with Janisewski's and Devontae Majors, but Missouri Southern State immediately blew the play up. Kevin Beverly and Ricky Green flying in to get Kendall Sparks to drop the ball. It's 3rd down.
We have to be more active on the perimeter. Janisewski's and Dontrell Prince and company now back in the ball game. They're your blockers and also guys who can fly.
Fadul steps back up now. Aaron Daniels will be the running back. 2 receivers on the far side. Janisewski's at the edge of Majors, a tight end on the near side. It's a high snap. Fadul has the blocking to pass. Pressure, he's hit in the back, but he escapes it. He steps up, tries to juke a man, and elects to go with it himself, only picking up 3 yards. When he had open receivers downfield, Dontrell Prince was wide at the 40-yard line. But it's a 4th down for LU, and they'll have to punt the ball away.
What I don't like about this is you're the better team right now than Missouri Southern State is. That's a fact, but you're not playing like it today. So if you give them any sorts of momentum, they're going to take off and run with it. You have to quiet them down.
On paper, Lindenwood does have the favor in this matchup. Missouri Southern has allowed the most points this season, and they've scored the fewest points this season in the conference. A.J. Thigpen to punt it away. He's lined up at the 11-yard line. Lathrop to return at the 30. Thigpen steps up, gets it away under pressure, but spiraling, Lathrop backs up, picks it up at the 31, tries to spin out, and he's able to get across Armani Miller. Clint Coons also whiffs on the tackle. He's to the 50 now, to the 45, to the 40, still making moves, to the 30, the 35, just tapped out of bounds from LU, and that was a close one. Lindenwood was able to make the stop as Calwan Street came up with the tackle for Lindenwood. It's 1st and 10, Missouri Southern, with 8:12 left to go in the quarter.
Where is the effort? He ran out 8 of our defenders there on special teams. That cannot happen.
One of the longest returns this year for Scott Lathrop, and it looks like there's a flag deep in the backfield near the start of the return. Might be holding on Missouri Southern as Lindenwood is now bunched around that position. That's exactly what it's going to be.
Got away with one there, didn't we?
How do you like that? Holding on Missouri Southern saves Lindenwood, so instead of 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern at the Lindenwood 30, it's going to be 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern at their own 28. Flopping sides here in the second quarter. Lions with plenty of space to breathe now as they trail 7-0 with 8:12 left to go here in the half. Scott back out on the field now. He's got his running back Hadley to the left side with 2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. The lone receiver is Anthony Cannon, the senior out of Palo Alto, California. 4-man rush in coming from Lindenwood. Antron Watts steps up to blitz as this one is a fake give, play action, quick lofter up the middle. Intercepted by Connor Harris at the 45. His second interception in as many games, and the Lions get the ball back.
How special is that on senior day, creating a turnover? Good to see.
Harris with a pick 6 last week, an interception against Hosea Bennett today, and Lindenwood has the ball in Missouri Southern territory to try and tie it up.
One thing about Connor Harris, off the field, nobody outworks this kid.
Absolutely. On the field?
Same
Pretty
thing.
much the same.
He's a hard worker.
Let's see if he comes out on offense at any point in his final couple of games. 1st and 10 for LU at the 48-yard line in Missouri Southern territory. Daniels the running back for Lindenwood. Majors the tight end on the far side. High snap, give to Daniels, extra blocking, and he gets through a hole in the offensive line. Still chugging, has the first and a little more just across the 40-yard line. A yard pass to move the chains, and Daniels is starting to find his footing for LU.
One thing I will say about Scott, the quarterback for the bad guys, is he has a very strong arm for how young he is, only a sophomore, but his decision-making, he likes to throw it into double coverage a lot, and that's bad.
9 carries, 52 yards for Aaron Daniels throughout today's matchup. It's 1st and 10 for Lindenwood at the 37. This one is a Fadul pass. He has time in the pocket, but he steps up and elects to keep it himself. Gets a block from Daniels, and he's across to the 30, then 25. Another block from Janisevsky's before he's pulled down at the 20. The legs are starting to work for Lindenwood, and it's 1st and 10 inside the red zone.
Cooper Janisevsky's just made the hit of the year. My goodness, way to lower the shoulder and get dirty.
Ricky Green was in pursuit, and Janisevsky just leveled it.
You betcha.
1st and 10, Lindenwood at the 18-yard line. Daniels still the running back. Now 2 receivers bunched up on either side between the numbers and the hash marks. Warren and Sparks on the far. Prince, Janisevsky's on the near. A high snap give to Daniels on the near side. Tackle tries to slip through. Can't get the best blocking from the offensive line. And he'll use his legs to get about 4 yards on the carry. It's 2nd down.
Football is a true team game, and it's good to see this teamwork gelling right now. Creating the turnover, offense moving the ball. Excellent job.
We got a whistle on the field. Missouri Southern electing to take their first timeout of the half. Lindenwood has not used any of theirs so far. 7-0, Lindenwood trails with 7:12 left to go here in the first half. We'll take you around the MIAA right now. Missouri Western State University, on top. Missouri Western State University on top of Emporia State University, 14-10, with 42 seconds left to go in the second quarter there. University of Central Missouri on top of the Northeastern State University Riverhawks, 7-0 with still 8 minutes left to go in the first quarter. In the first quarter for Pittsburgh State, they only trail by 1 to the Nebraska Kearney Lopers. Kearney is really looking to bounce back from their game against Lindenwood last week. LU came away with a 35-14 victory against the Lopers there. Northwest Missouri State on top of Fort Hays State University, 7-0 with 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter there. And it's scoreless in the first in Edmond, Oklahoma, between Washburn University and the University of Central Oklahoma Broncos. So out of the timeout from Missouri Southern State University, 7-0. They're on top of Lindenwood, but the Lions now threatening in the red zone for the second time today. Fadul in the gun with Aaron Daniels. He steps back to pass. Pocket collapsing, and he lofts it up for Dontrell Prince. He reaches for it. Did he bobble it? He came in with it. It was in the air when Prince was in the end zone, and he was able to hold on with the end.
Good concentration. That's about all you can say. Good touch on the football on the outside. Excellent throw. And just way to bring it in.
7-6 now. Lindenwood an opportunity to tie. with Connor Harris, the leg to make that decision. Harris, a lefty kicker, as A.J. Thigpen will be the holder. Matthew Dreyer, the snapper for LU. Connor was a perfect 5 for 5 last week against the University of Nebraska at Kearney. It's a low snap, but it's down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 6 for 6, Connor, in his Lindenwood career, his college career. And it's now 7-7 here at Harlen C. Hunter Stadium with 7 minutes left to go here in the first half. We've reached another media timeout, and we'll send it down to our sideline reporter, Miss Allie Spry. Allie.
Hey, Matt, I'm here with President Shanrock and Amarni, one of our cheerleaders here. Tell me what your first year was like here as a cheerleader, and this is the last game of the year.
Yeah, it's been really great being here. It feels like a family. I really like enjoying being so close to the field, seeing everything really close. And the last game is just kind of heartbreaking. I'm about to switch over to basketball, and it's not the same. I really love football.
And Dr. Shanrock, I know you're only a sophomore here, but tell me what it's like senior day here for you.
Well, I'm looking forward to my senior day. It's awesome to see all the students, and just thanks to all of the seniors that are here this evening, the family members who are here. It's just a great day. Weather couldn't be any better. And I'm excited right now. We're all tied up, so it's a great day to be a Lion.
Yeah, okay. Back to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Dr. Shanrock. Always a pleasure to have you on here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. A big fan here at Lindenwood. 7-7 now. We're tied with 7 minutes left to go here in the first half. That drive, 4-play, 48-yard drive, spanning only a minute and 2 seconds for LU, started by Connor Harris's second interception of the year. It was the 19th turnover forced by Lindenwood, and now the 73rd point scored off of those turnovers from LU. We're tied at 7, and out comes Brandon White to kick it off from the 35. Going from left to right, back to return for Missouri Southern, Chad Nolan and Terrell Crawford. They're both lined up at the goal line for the Lions. Here comes Brandon. From left to right, he's on his way, and the ball is away. It's a slow liner, bouncing first at the 19, picked up by Nolan at the 15. He has some blocking, trying to get in between the numbers and the sidelines, but he can't get back to the 25. Excellent coverage from LU. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 23 for Missouri Southern State.
Big drive for the defense right here. If you can lock them down and keep it at 7 for the rest of the half, you feel really good going into the locker room.
6:59 left to go in the half, and that's what the Lions will have to work with. Both sides. Missouri Southern only 8 first downs and only 27 rushing yards today. They have 118 yards through the air, so it'll most likely be on the secondary. Braden Scott now back in the backfield. He's lined up in the shotgun alongside Josh Hadley. Lindenwood bringing a 4-man front on this 1st and 10 play. 2 receivers on either side, set up on the numbers for Missouri Southern. Scott calls for it, doesn't get it, hard count doesn't take. Connor Harris points out a couple of extra receivers. Steps up, this one a give in the backfield. Hadley spinning around the defenders, can't get much more than a yard before he's brought down by Connor Harris and Clint Coons. That brings up second and 9.
Good job by LU on the defensive side. You either want to limit them to one thing. Either they pass or they throw, but you can't get beat by both. But our run defense has looked really sharp here this afternoon.
Clock keeps going. 6:40 left to go here in the opening half of a tied ball game. We're at 7-all. 2 receivers on either side for LU. Clint Coons, the nickelback for Lindenwood, as this one's a low snap. A give on the near side to Hadley. Met by John Harris at the line of scrimmage. And him and Connor Harris combined to bring him down for another loss. Should be a loss of 1. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Jonathan Harris started the year at home with an excellent ball game, and he's ending this year at home with a nice start here.
That first game, he had 2 sacks and an interception. He's now added 4 sacks to his resume, leading the team in both sacks and tackle for loss. An excellent defensive man in only his sophomore campaign. In the shotgun with Hadley once again. It's 3rd and 9. 5:58 left to go in the half. Claps for it. Scott looking to pass. Time in the pocket. In pursuit is Harris. Goes deep with it, but well overthrown of his receiver.
A point of concern on the sideline. Kalen Campbell has his jersey and pads off, so hopefully he's all right.
Jordan Morrison, the intended receiver, and Campbell speaking with the athletic training staff. He doesn't look too concerned, and he's being attended to his right shoulder, it seems. We'll see if he makes his way back out. Obviously, he has the time to burn now with Lindenwood on defense, but it's 4th down for Missouri Southern, and they'll look to punt it away. Wesley Thomas back to return for Lindenwood, lined up at the LU 32-yard line. Stetson Broach back to punt it away for Missouri Southern. He's a step past his own 10. Lindenwood looks to bring the house on this one. Broach gets it, steps up, and gets it away. End over end. It's a short one. Thomas picks it up in the chest at the 39. He has some blockers, and he cuts across to the midfield marker now. And at the 45, he's finally wrapped up and pulled down. An excellent play. Kyle McLaughlin with the stop for Missouri Southern State University. They'll swap sides. It'll be 1st and 10 for LU in Missouri Southern territory.
Excellent control of the drive last time out by Alex Fadul. Everybody was on the same page. And one thing about Alex Fadul, now knock on wood, when he's in the ball game, penalties are scarce.
Kalen Campbell being helped with his pads now as now Coach Ross is over there having a discussion with one of the head athletic trainers. But it'll be Aaron Daniels as the running back in this one. 1st and 10 for LU. 2 receivers on either side, lined up directly on the numbers. Prince and Janisevsky's on the near. Sparks and Warren on the far. In the gun with Daniels. High snap, give. On the far side, Daniels takes it, tries to chug his legs, but he's not able to get much going with it. Travell Smith and Trevor Plafkin combining on the stop for Missouri Southern. It's a gain of 3 for LU, and it brings up 2nd and 7.
Positive yardage on the ground this afternoon for the most part. You have to be pretty happy for Coach Ross.
That's all it can take. Already 132 yards on the ground for LU so far. They've had 3 games of 200 yards or more rushing this year. That's the most since 2011. Fadul, time in the pocket as he pumps it, goes deep with it for Dontrell Prince. Deshaun Warren comes up with it at the 3. He got brought down. Did he hold on? He did. It's a complete pass, and it's 1st and goal for LU at the 3-yard line.
Excellent tight spiral that time by Alex Fadul. When you give him time in the pocket, he can unleash it.
You can tell when he's ready to go with it, too, because he cocks and he unloads.
You betcha.
With the best of them. 1st and goal for LU. Daniels still the running back. Lions looking to take the lead for the first time today. Missouri Southern got on top first. It was 7-0 for most of the game. High snap to Fadul. I'll give on the near side. Aaron Daniels spinning around. The defense isn't able to make the play, but they finally get to him in the backfield. And that'll be a loss of a couple for Missouri Southern State. Justin Leaguer, the linebacker, with the stop for the Lions. As now out comes Connor Harris.
Wildcat possibly.
Let's see. Aaron Daniels stays out for LU. Harris most likely taking the snap on this one. Ball on the near hash now. It's goal to go at the 4. 2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. Here's Harris. High snap, hauls it in, looking to keep it himself. He's met in the backfield. And Missouri Southern State sniffed that out in an instant. Romel Hill with the stop for the Lions. And that's all we've seen from Connor Harris.
One thing about that, when he comes out, the defense, you pretty much give him one. You know, he's not coming out for his health. He's coming out to run the football. But we're going to call that the Wild Lion.
Unfortunate for LU on that play is the high snap took a couple of precious seconds away from Connor. So
I wanted to see it too, didn't you?
Out comes Alex Fadul. And they'll try to get something on this 3rd and goal play. Daniels with him in the gun. It's another high snap. He has time in the pocket, but he steps up and he looks to take it himself. Before he's across the line of scrimmage, he gets it to Janisevsky's. It's complete for a touchdown.
How about that? In between 4 defenders, nice touch.
Way to thread the needle, Alex Fadul. Lindenwood takes the lead 13-7 with 3:36 left to go here in the first half.
You killed a little clock before the half. You got some points. Everything was nice on that drive. Good control.
Connor Harris coming out to attempt the PAT. 6 for 6 in his college career. Thigpen the holder, Dreyer the snapper. The officials give him the okay. And Connor set to go. The snap is back. The ball is down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. Connor Harris making it all work. 14-7, Lindenwood on top with 3:36 left to go here in the first half. Lindenwood has only led at the end of the first half twice this season. Once against the Emporia State University Hornets. That was a 7-0 lead. And then last week against the University of Nebraska at Kearney Lopers, a 28-point second quarter for LU. Gave them a 28-7 lead at the end of the half there. Let's see if they can do that again here today.
It all comes down to creating turnovers. Our defense has been a beast here this afternoon in the secondary. Keep it up.
Talked with Coach Ross about that prior to today's game, and he was very serious about the way the defense was making the plays work in their favor and how important it was for them to continue doing so. 2 interceptions today, one by Roderick Riles, one by Connor Harris, and the Lions have made them work in their favor. That drive for LU, 5 plays, 42 yards, spanning only 2 minutes and 5 seconds, capped off by a 7-yard touchdown pass from Fadul to Cooper Janisevsky. This kick from Brandon White A deep one picked up 3 yards deep in the end zone. It'll be taken down for a knee from Missouri Southern State. So that's where they'll start, 1st and 10 at their own 25 after Cooper Janisewski's first touchdown reception of the season. The junior out of Palo Cedro, California, making it 14-7 LU. Every Monday and Wednesday, tune in to LU TV at 3 o'clock for LU TV News. Student-run news serving the greater St. Charles area with breaking news, weather, and sports. Everything you need to know on all the stories that matter. That's LU TV News every Monday and Wednesday at 3 o'clock on Charter 989 and AT&T UVerse 99. Here's Braden Scott. In the gun, Devin Chafin, the running back now, and he goes for a bubble to Chafin. On the far side, met at the line of scrimmage. Bakari Triggs can't make the tackle, and Chafin just keeps moving as Triggs is turned around, and he picks up 7 yards before he's finally brought down. An excellent play from the running back.
Just a split second that time. Tanner Sabotka got lost, and all of a sudden it's a 7-yard gain.
These two Lions teams have always kept it close, 14-7. In the closing minutes of the half. 2nd and 3, a low snap. Scott looking to pass. Steps up and he lets it go. Well overthrown of Jordan Morrison, and it's incomplete to make it 3rd down.
You have Triggs in front. You have Riles in the back for safety against one defender. That was an excellent job of coverage deep downfield.
Every game these two teams have played
pretty tight, isn't it?
In 10 points. Lindenwood leads by a 2-1 margin in the 3 meetings between these two teams. Last year, it was as close as it could be. Lindenwood trailed all game, but a 45-second drive in the closing minutes of the game, over 98 yards, gave LU the win. This one to give to Devin Chafin on the near side, charges through, and Connor Harris makes the stop after a 6-yard gain. That's enough to move the chains, and Missouri Southern has a 1st down.
That's one thing. He's a strong runner. You cannot let him get going, especially towards the end of the half.
Comes down to defense as well. Last time these two teams met, Lindenwood had 3 sacks on the final 11 plays. This one a quick bubble to Scott Lathrop. He's met at the line of scrimmage, tries to charge through, and gets about 4 yards as a flag comes in after the play. Ricky McCoy making the stop alongside Karan Williams on a 4-yard gain. We have to see what this flag is going to be. It looks like it's against Missouri Southern, as defensive coordinator Dion Melvin is speaking with the officials, and he's signaling to move the play back. We'll have to see what the call is, though, because it could be going either way. Having a conversation now at the spot of the play, and it will be against Lindenwood.
Tanner Sabotka, personal foul at the end of the play.
Can't have that, and Lindenwood will have to make it work in their favor. After it's an automatic 1st down, and that puts the ball now into Lindenwood territory. It'll be 1st and 10, Missouri Southern at the LU 39-yard line. Just under 3 minutes left to go here in the first half. Lindenwood a 14-7 lead. Braden Scott again in the shotgun. He's got to his right side Josh Hadley. 2 receivers on the numbers on either side. They're lined up a yard past the 40-yard line. 4-man rush coming for Lindenwood. Hadley steps across and takes the handoff on the far side, and a sweep and met in the backfield, but Karan Williams can't make the play, but just stops him enough for Roger Riles to fly in and make the stop at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
A lot better that time in the secondary coming to attack the football. You would just hate to give up a score here towards the end of the half of how hard you've worked as a defensive unit.
2nd and 10 for Missouri Southern at the 39-yard line. They need to get to the Lindenwood 29. LU bringing a 4-man rush in the gun with Josh Hadley. 2 receivers bunched up on either side, 1 on the hash, 1 on the far numbers. Lindenwood sets. Scott is set. Claps his hands. He has it. Chest high. He steps up and slings a quick pass, but it's batted at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Tanner Sabotka redeeming himself, makes it 3rd down.
Way to go up there and get it. He has some hops, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Lindenwood's freshman out of Eureka, 6'4" frame, used all of it to bat that pass out of the air. 3rd and 10 now for Missouri Southern with 2:05 left to go here in the first half.
There will never be another Connor Harris, but that guy's about as close as you're going to get. He has good speed on the outside, and he pursues the football really well.
He's got some time left here at Lindenwood as we have a timeout on the field from Missouri Southern. Their 2nd call of the half. Lindenwood still yet to use any of them. With this timeout, we're going to take you around the MIAA once again. Missouri Western and Emporia State still tilted 14-10 at the start of the 3rd quarter in that matchup in St. Joseph. UCM on top of Northeastern State University. The Riverhawks have been having a tough season. They're 2-7, but they picked up some quality wins. One of them against Lindenwood, as it turns out, but 14-0 UCM on top of Northeastern State with 3:23 left to go in the opening quarter of that game. Washburn, at the homecoming of the UCO Broncos, they have a 14-0 lead over the University of Central Oklahoma at the start of the second quarter. And it's only a 14-0 lead for Northwest Missouri State in Hays, Kansas against the Fort Hays State University Tigers in the closing seconds of the first quarter there. Nebraska Kearney on top of Pittsburgh State, 14-7 at the start of the second quarter. So a couple of interesting scores in the MIAA this week. And we'll have to see how things shake out. But it's 14-7 here with LU looking to hold on and stay on top for the remainder of the first half. It's 3rd and 10 for Missouri Southern State after their second charge time out of the half. Braden Scott again in the shotgun with Josh Hadley to his right side. Rather now it's Devin Shavin. Two receivers split out on the side for the sophomore quarterback. He takes a 3-step drop back, looks to pass, but elects to take it up himself. Justin Taylor can't make the tackle, but Connor Harris and Karan Williams fly in to make sure he's stopped before the marker. And that'll bring up 4th down as a flag comes in from the back judge way after the play is done, and we'll have to see what this one's going to be called on.
Extracurricular activity after the play was over. I believe this will be on the school down south.
Officials having a conversation about it now. That was coming in from the side judge, Kevin Warner. He was lined up near the pylon on the near side when that flag came in. And bringing in another one of the officials to mull it over. I'd be interested to see. So obviously it was a broken play. So Lars Lindquist, the senior left guard for Missouri Southern State.
Moving back.
So they'll elect to take the penalty, Lindenwood will. And rather than have 4th and 3 and give Missouri Southern State the opportunity, it would still be slightly out of the field goal range of Brock Rankin. Rather than give them the opportunity, they'll make it 4th and long now, as it was after the play. They'll have to bring out the punting unit regardless. So out comes Stetson Broach. Still 3 yards shy of the 50-yard line. Missouri Southern in Lindenwood territory. Wesley Thomas will back up deep into his own territory to return this punt. He's still going now at the 10. He's backed up to the 8 before he stops. Broach backing up, and he'll receive the ball to punt it away at the LU, or rather the Missouri Southern 33-yard line. He's set for it, has it. It's a low one, steps up and just gets it away in time. End over end, it's a short one. Wesley Thomas signals a fair catch and hauls it in at the chest at about the 13-yard line. So that's where Lindenwood will start their next offensive drive. 14-7 as Lindenwood has 1:33 left to go to try and increase their lead before the end of the half. The Lindenwood School of Arts, Media, and Communication provides opportunities to learn in state-of-the-art facilities and explore talent in areas like performing and visual arts, radio, television, media management, public relations, and sports information. If you're interested in a career in one of these media fields, you can learn more online at lindenwood.edu. Fadul back out manning the offense. He's got Aaron Daniels to his left side as the running back. A high snap as he's looking to pass. Steps up and he lofts it underneath for Kendall Sparks on a quick dig. He's pushed out of bounds after a 10-yard gain at the 25-yard line. Make it the 26. It'll be 1st and 10 LU, and we have a lion down on the field. Looks to be Aaron Daniels getting up on his own power, but it looks like he'll be struggling to stand up fully. He's up to his knees now, and the athletic training staff is out to help him up. They're pulling him up now. He should be good to go. Let's see.
Go ahead.
Kendall Sparks getting in there. Their whole team is helping up to get the senior, and a couple of the other Lions now getting out there. Rather, that's not Aaron Daniels. That looks to be one of the offensive linemen for LU, and that's what it is. That Alex Zendejas, no, I believe.
Crawford.
Yeah, that's Keith Crawford, the left guard.
One thing I like about the last play, Kendall Sparks, good job of knowing where the out of bounds was and getting out of bounds to stop the clock to save a timeout. This is a very important drive if you can get one here.
So Crawford off the field. It's now 1st and 10 for Lindenwood. Daniels still in the game as a running back. Two receivers split on either side for LU. 1:27 left to go in the half. Padula looking to pass. Time in the pocket, but he steps up and elects to keep it himself. Tries to spin around the defensive line, but he can't get too much more before he's brought down by Jared Blanchard and Kendrick Johnson on a short gain.
That's okay if you want to take off and run with it. I don't blame you. Nobody's open downfield, but you have to be a better runner as far as seeing the field go. See your hole and take off.
think it's 2nd and 9 for LU. We're at the minute mark. Lindenwood still has all 3 timeouts if they elect to use any of them, but either way, they'll most likely go into the half with a 1-score lead. Fadul rolls to the near side, looking to pass, has some blocking, but he elects to keep it himself. Got flushed a little too early, it seems, and he steps out of bounds at the 34-yard line, a gain of about 6. And that'll bring up 3rd down as the clock stops at 53.
3rd down and short, you have a lot more to work with. Good job by Fadul. If there's nothing open, just take it out of bounds, stop the clock, but also, nobody hurt that time. Positive yardage, I like it.
Play progressed quite slowly, but Lindenwood still needs to charge down a lot of field to try and put some more points on the board. Fadul and Daniels still set up in the gun. 2 receivers on either side for Lindenwood. A 4-man rush set to be coming from Missouri Southern State. They set up 2 receivers, and it's a high snap. Fadul looks to quickly pass, but he immediately elects to take it himself. He's not spending too much time in the pocket these days. Tries to fight through, gets enough for the 1st down, and then move the chains after a gain of about 4. Tackle made on the play by Travell Smith, the senior out of Illinois. And it's 1st and 10 LU with 44 seconds left to go in the first half.
One thing about Fadul, he does not go down easy, does he? He's a fighter.
He's staying up. 1st and 10 at the 39. Fadul looking to pass. Steps up, he pumps, and he goes deep with it. This time for Deshaun Warren. A step on his man. It's complete to the 5. Touchdown, Lindenwood.
Alex Fadul working his magic once again. He has a cannon on him. Excellent
61-yard touchdown pass. LU increases their lead 20-7. And out comes Connor Harris to attempt the PAT.
Talk about a quick strike.
That's all it takes sometimes. PAT team now out on the field. Here's Harris, Thigpen the holder, Dreyer the snapper. Missouri Southern looking to bring the house. Snap is back, the ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Lindenwood increases their lead to 21-7, a 61-yard touchdown pass. And I gotta say, I knew it as soon as Fadul took that hard pump to cock it. We talked about it earlier this game, Adam. He just cocks his arms so hard before unloading and just unleashing a heavy pass. And my gosh, Warren had it clear on that. 5 plays, 87 yards. Spanning only 1 minute and 3 seconds for Lindenwood, a 61-yard touchdown pass from Alex Fadul to Deshaun Warren. The 2nd longest pass this year for Lindenwood. The 80-yard touchdown pass from A.J. Thigpen to Deshaun Warren was the longest. That game against Pitt State just a couple of weeks ago. Out comes Brandon White to kick it off once again. Lions will be kicking the ball off to start the 2nd half, as Chad Nolan and Terrell Crawford are back to receive at the 1-yard line. From left to right, White is on his way, and the ball is on its way. End over end, this one has a lot of height and a fair amount of distance. Picked up at the 5, though, on the near side from Terrell Crawford. Tries to get a hold, but can't get back to the 25, as Lindenwood makes a decent stop. Trey Johnson-Stockton with the tackle for LU. 25 seconds left to go in the half, and Lindenwood a 21-7 lead.
One thing about Alex Fadul, going back to that touchdown pass, everything about his throwing motion is right. He was well taught as a kid.
Out comes the Lions offense and the Lions defense. 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern, a yard shy of the 25-yard line. Braden Scott sticking with it this time. He's got Josh Hadley to his left hip and 2 receivers on either side of him. Lindenwood bringing a 4-man rush with Antron Watts and Karan Williams, the nickel and the dime package. This one a give on the near side to Hadley, and he doesn't get too much. A yard, maybe 2, before he's pulled down by the defensive line. Derek Sabuga, the stop for LU, and it's 2nd down. The clock will still tick with now 13 left to go here in the quarter. Down to now 7. Most likely the last play of the half. Scott pumps on the near side to Lathrop at the 30. Making some moves. Connor Harris there, along with Derek Sabuga as the whistle blows. 21-7. Lindenwood goes into half with their lead for the 3rd time this season. We'll put 20 minutes on the clock, and we'll have a fun halftime, as Coach Ross will definitely have to be happy about this one. Alex Spry will talk to him in just a few seconds, but let's break this one down, Adam. Lindenwood, on the day, 21 unanswered points in the 2nd quarter. They had 28 unanswered points in the 2nd quarter of last week's game. It seemed to be, through the first part of the season, that Lindenwood was only getting going in the second half, but they're starting to get things going earlier and earlier as games progress. Let's go ahead and send it down to our sideline reporter, Allie Spry, with Coach Patrick Ross.
Okay, Ross, you have gotten key interception in the first half. Have you done anything in-game to change the slowdown of the Missouri Southern's passing game?
Well, obviously, every game there's always going to be some transitions and some adjustments being made. But at the end of the day, it comes down to our players executing, and they did a nice job after the first quarter and a little bit after that. Then they dialed in. We need to do a better job starting fast. Their coaches did a good job preparing their game plan, some different things that we're seeing, but our guys are adjusting, and hopefully we can continue to play better football in the second half.
All right, we'll continue to have the lead in the second half. Good luck. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Coach Ross. And for that'll be it for the first half. We'll step aside, be right back in just a few seconds with the halftime show right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
A redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome into Lindenwood Sports Network. This is Lion Pride Sports. I'm Michelle Sprode. Later today, we'll have two members of the Lindenwood women's volleyball team come in to talk about their season. But first, let's take a look at some Lindenwood scores from throughout the week. Starting off with the Lindenwood men's soccer team, they shut out Upper Iowa University in a home game. The final score was 3-0. This leaves the team with a record of 13-2-2 on the season and 7-0-0 in conference play. They'll be at home on Sunday to take on Fort Hays State in their final regular season game, which starts at 1 p.m. The women's ice hockey team dropped 2 games against Syracuse last weekend, being completely shut out of both of them. On Saturday and Sunday, the Lady Lions fell to Syracuse 4-0. The loss puts the ladies at an 0-6 in the overall season and 0-2 in conference play. The team will look for redemption and to put some wins in their record this weekend on the road against Ohio State. The women's soccer team finished their regular season on October 30th with a game against Northwest Missouri State. The Lady Lions defeated the Bearcats on home turf, winning the game 3-1. The team ended their season with a record of 9-7-1 overall and 6-5-0 in conference play. The ladies' MIAA postseason began on November 2nd with a matchup against Northeastern State. The men's and women's basketball seasons are coming up. The Lady Lions will be coming off an 8-21 2015-2016 season. They take on Southern Illinois University Edwardsville in an exhibition game on Sunday. The men's team is coming off a 16-14 2015-2016 season as they start this new year. Their first exhibition game was on November 3rd in Birmingham, Alabama. The regular season will start off for the guys next weekend as they head to Wisconsin Dells to take part in the MIAA NSIC Classic. Now let's take a look at some standout athletes from this week. Giovanni Dojek from the men's soccer team was named the MIAA Men's Soccer Athlete of the Week. This is his third time receiving this honor this season. In an October 26th game against Delta State, Dojek had the first goal of the game left his season with a total of 15 goals. On October 29th, Dojek would score against Upper Iowa again, first goal of the game, giving him 16 goals on the season. Dojek reaching 16 goals puts him at the MIAA record holder for goals scored in a single season. Skylar Starbeck from the Lindenwood women's field hockey team has also been racking up awards this season. Starbeck received ECAC Defensive Player of the Week for the third time this season. During an October 29th game against Bellarmine University, Staubach had 9 saves on 14 shots that she faced. Staubach did not let a single shot get by that game as Lindenwood shut out Bellarmine 2-0. That game ended the regular season play for the team. Staubach lowered her goals against average to 1.19. We're going to take a short break here, but when we come back, we'll have 2 members of the Lindenwood women's volleyball team coming in. They're going to tell us about their season so far and what to expect in the future. Stay tuned on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
Got a quarter?
How's your hair? Is it pretty?
Daddy.
It's pretty.
Welcome back to Lion Pride Sports. I'm Michelle Sproat. Today we're sitting down with two members of the Lindenwood women's volleyball team, Ivy Reynolds and Shannon Doyle. Ladies, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Of course.
You're welcome. Thanks.
So the first thing I guess I will ask you guys is I'm going to ask you a couple questions about yourselves just so we can get to know you a little better. First, I'm going to start with Shannon. Shannon, just tell us what year you're in and what you're studying.
I'm a senior, and I'm studying chemistry with an emphasis in forensics.
Awesome. And so what do you plan on doing in the future?
So I recently got into nursing school at Barnes Jewish, and so I'll be doing an accelerated nursing program after school.
Awesome. And so how long have you played on the Lindenwood volleyball team for?
This is my 4th year.
So you've been playing since your freshman year, since
Yeah.
you got here? Awesome.
Yep.
How long have you played volleyball as a whole?
I started off when I was 10. So
10, wow,
yeah,
that's
so
a really
it's been
long
a long time.
What position do you play, and have you played the same position throughout the years?
I'm an outside hitter now, and I've been a setter, a middle, so kind of everything, just where I'm needed at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Ivy, what year are you and what are you studying?
I'm
a junior. I'm studying mass communication, broadcast with a minor in journalism.
Awesome. And so what do you kind of want to do in the future?
Ideally, I'd like to do sideline reporting and sideline journalism if I have a chance to have a hand in that.
Okay. And so how long have you played on the volleyball team here?
I've played, this is my 3rd year. I'm a junior, so I've played for all 3 years, same as Shannon.
Okay, awesome. And so how long have you played volleyball in addition to your time at Lindenwood?
I started probably about the same time Shannon did, around like 10, like 5th, 6th grade, right in that like area.
So lots of experience.
Yeah, quite a few years of volleyball for both of us.
And so what position do you play, and has it changed from when you used to when you were younger?
Yeah, right now I'm a defensive specialist, so I play in the back row for the Lindenwood team. And it's changed a lot. I used to be a front row player, and I actually used to set here for Lindenwood, so I've kind of varied my role a little bit here on the team.
Very cool. So I'm going to backtrack this a little bit to the beginning of the season. I was able to talk to head coach Ron Young about just some different dynamics of the team, previous seasons, and so I talked to him about 2 seasons ago when he said it was kind of a rough season, that he said that nearly 2/3 of the starting bench or the starting lineup were on the bench due to injuries, and both of you experienced this season, I would assume. Can you kind of talk about the progression from that rough start and coming into like this season and last season as a young team?
Right. Well, that was my freshman year, so it would have been Shannon's sophomore year. Yeah, and it was a really rough season. I think we only won 5 games throughout the whole thing. And the season before that was rough too, right, Shannon?
My freshman year coming in was a rough season too, just because that was our first transition into NCAA Division II. So it was kind of like a wake, like this is the competition. Like we're in one of the best conferences in the country, so there's good competition.
So over the years, what have you had to do to adjust yourself as a player and a member of a team from that one season where most of your starting lineup was on a bench? Players had to step up. How did you guys adjust to that?
Well, I would say that it's a good thing that in college you have a very large roster, and we pride ourselves here at Lindenwood in having a really deep roster, meaning we do have people who can step up anytime. That season that we had like 5 wins, I mean, we had underclassmen really step up into big roles, and even last year as we were coming into like more of a 500 record, we had freshmen really step up. And so I think that's part of it is we've recruited better girls, and that has forced us upperclassmen to start playing better volleyball as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, some might say. And so just bringing back to last season, you won 15-15 on the regular season and 6-12 in MIAA play, which is a step up from winning only 5 games 2 seasons ago. So how has the team progressed from that record from last year to this year, which is 11-14, if I'm correct?
I think that we've gone back to the basics a little more, focused on more things like how to pass, how to serve, receive, kind of broke it down, got down to the basics, and kind of built ourselves up from there and kind of worked from the bottom up.
Yeah, definitely. So when I talked to Coach Young, actually at the beginning of the season as well, he mentioned you, Shannon, as one of the 3 senior leaders kind of this season, alongside Anna Reichard and Sarah Mikowski. What have you, as the 3 of you as a group, or what have you individually done to motivate your team?
I would say that we started, like how we started is how, like, we did not want to end out our senior season for sure. I think that was one of the major things that we were like, this is going to be the best season that we've had yet, and kind of wanted to get everybody on board with that and kind of just work as hard as possible to strive and have the best conference record that we've had so far.
And were there any goals that you set specifically for the team?
Well, we have, at the beginning of the year, we all come up with goals, and one of our goals was to make the conference tournament. So hopefully we're on our way to make the conference tournament.
Absolutely. So, and then Ivy, I have a question for you. Yeah. Since you're a junior now, and next year will be your final year playing, are there any sort of things that you've learned from the senior leaders this year, or things that you want to take from them and bring over next season?
Yeah, the senior class, like, they're such a big class, and when they came in as freshmen, I mean, they were a very dominant force on the court. And so I think that that's something that us junior class kind of want to take from them, is we want to be really dominant on the court. Whether we're playing on the court or on the bench, we still want to be a large voice for our team, because they've been such a good influence.
Absolutely. And speaking of a voice on the team, just can you tell me a little bit about your coaches and assistant coaches and what they bring to the team dynamic?
Oh, yeah. I would say, so our head coach, Ron, is kind of, we call him like the grandpa of the team. Like, takes care of all of us girls, kind of like gives us hugs all the time, just is kind of there. And then JP, our assistant coach, is more like down to the nitty gritty type of thing. So
yeah, we also have a GA. Her name is Maddie Kelly. She actually played at McKendree. She played volleyball there, was a libero, and I mean, she's a great player, and she's really helped our defensive side of the team. Definitely, I think she helped us in our 15-15 record. Whenever she talks about how we worked on passing and serve receive, she was a huge force in like helping us kind of lift that side of our game up.
Absolutely. And it seems that with your coach JP and then Coach Young, the two polar opposites kind of coming into coach together kind of seems like it would work for a good team dynamic. So, and how do they help push the team towards success? Do they have, you said that you guys come up with goals at the beginning of the season. Do they help with those goals? Do they have separate goals for you all?
I definitely think they help. JP really is a huge advocate for us kind of self-coaching and self-correcting. So she kind of guides us, and then we kind of have to, she wants us to self-coach, self-correct, and critique each other even, and just kind of have some like good criticism going on so that we're still pushing each other and getting to where we need to be.
Absolutely. So let's talk about this season, not the dynamics, just the actual season and gameplay. Who has been your biggest competition so far?
That's a tough one.
I'd say UCM. So Central Missouri is always like really tough. I mean, and they're technically our travel partner. So anywhere that we go, they go with us in that same weekend because they're close to us. And then Nebraska Kearney.
Yeah. Well, everybody's good in our conference, so no game is like a walk in the park. No one's gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be an easy win today, you know. Right. So, and I think the people that are closest to us right now are like Fort Hayes and Emporia. Yeah. So we play Emporia this Saturday, and so it should be a good game.
That's exciting. So what, besides competition, what do you think has been your either personal best games or team best games so far this season?
Oh, I mean, last night we played University of Missouri St. Louis, and we won in 3, and we actually had we were down 15-3 and came back in the second game and won it. So I think that was a big step for us. I mean, that was outside of conference, but
and we haven't beaten them since 2010 or something like that.
So it's been a couple of years.
That's a big step up. So what? I mean, in contrast, just to give people an idea of kind of like how you're playing, who you're playing. I asked about your best game. What do you think has been? Have you had any downfalls this season? Bad games that you learned from?
Yeah.
we've had. You always have a couple of those every season. You know, you have a game that is really a turning point for you. I think whenever we went to Nebraska Kearney, that was a big turning point for us. We won the first game and then dropped the next 3 like flat. And that made us really kind of reevaluate how we were going to attack the rest of the season.
So at this point in the season, what are you looking for in the future? Is there a postseason in the spectrum? Is there, because your season's wrapping up soon, what should we be expecting in the next few weeks of the semester?
As of right now, we are going to the conference tournament, so I think our goal is to keep that spot or even get a higher ranking so that we can maybe not travel as far or have maybe a little easier game.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Shannon Doyle and Ivy Reynolds. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to go ahead and send it back down to Harlen C. Hunter Stadium with Matt Sabatis and Adam Ziske. Stay tuned right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
How long have we been married, dear?
For 76 years.
He was kind and generous to me before we married, and he was kind and generous to me all these years that we have been married. We had been looking at a lot of different houses in different places around that area, and when we came by this house, it was green, and I love green. I'm Irish. And so I said, oh, there's our house. I know it. We decided on Meals on Wheels because at my age, I was getting to the point where I couldn't do all the things that I had been able to do. We're the Spans. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
We welcome you back into the Lindenwood Sports Network. 30 more minutes of football left to be played in Harlen C. Hunter Stadium, and Lindenwood with a 21-7 lead. Again, we thank you as always for joining us. Alongside Adam Ziske, I'm Matt Sabatis. Adam, Lindenwood's getting the job done, not only offensively but defensively. 2 turnovers, both interceptions, one from Roger Griles and one from Connor Harris.
And I was glad to see Connor Harris get that on senior day. He's a hard-working individual. He's earned it. He deserves it. So great to see in the first half.
2 different Lions also getting some yardage on the ground. Kalen Campbell has 30 yards, Aaron Daniels with plus 50, and Alex Fadul with plus 50 yards on the ground. We'll have to see how they contribute on the ground in today's game.
Yes, and Kalen Campbell did a nice job last week against Kearney. He's done a fine job here in the first half, and he's well on his way.
And it's time now for the kickoff. Lindenwood will be kicking the ball off to start the second half. Missouri Southern will be receiving it after kicking the ball away to start the game. Brandon White in to kick it off. Lions going from left to right in their black home jerseys with the gold trim, the white numbering, and the black pants. The white helmet with the gold lion head on the side. And from left to right, White gets it away. Back to return for Missouri Southern State are Scott Lathrop and Chad Nolan. Nolan picks it up at the 1-yard line between the hash marks, and he's got some speed to the 25, cutting through a hole, and Aaron Daniels pulls him down from the back at the 40-yard line. He motored through, and it's a big return from Missouri Southern State, but they'll start at their own 40.
Great way to open up the second half. No lulls on the defensive side. You've played a great ball game thus far. Let's not blow it.
Nolan averaging just over 15 yards per return this season, and that was a big one for him, a few yards shy of his high, but still a big one nonetheless. It's 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern State at the 42-yard line. Matt Sabatis, Adam Ziske here with you on the Lindenwood Sports Network. Looks like we had a flag on the play from Lindenwood's side. Only a 5-yard penalty, and it'll be 1st and 10 after the chains move now to the 47-yard line, still in Missouri Southern State territory. So it's 1st and 10 for Braden Scott, and this time he's got Josh Hadley to his left side, cycling through some wide receivers, and they line up with 2 on either side now. 14 on the play clock. They're taking their time to set up. Lindenwood, a 4-man rush incoming. Here's Scott. Calls for it. Has it. He's looking to pass. Quick on a flat to Josh Hadley. He has a hole. Wesley Thomas meets him at midfield and just pulls him down. Connor Harris contributing as well. It's a gain of about 4 in 2nd down, just a yard into Lindenwood territory.
This LU defense is so much better than week 2 on defending that bubble screen. We have taken leaps and bounds getting better in that area. Good job.
30 seconds passed here in the 3rd quarter. Lindenwood a 21-7 lead. 2nd and 7 at the Lindenwood 49-yard line. Scott In the shotgun with Hadley. Puts Hadley in motion out to the far side as he pumps up and looks to pass underneath. It's complete to Lathrop. And Antron Watts makes the stop across the marker and good enough for a first down on a gain of 8.
They know LU's going to sag off here to start this second half with the big lead that they have, so they're going to try for those underneath routes and get 5 yards almost every single time.
Missouri Southern scores most of their points this season in the second half. They're averaging just over 15 points in the second half compared to the 21 that they score overall this year. 1st and 10 at the 40. Putting a man in motion again. Now that's Devin Chafin. He gets it on the bubble. Clint Coons in the backfield meets him at the 45 and yanks him down. A tackle for loss from the senior linebacker, and it's 2nd and long.
When they're going to swing that out like that from the backfield, it's one-on-one every single time. You just have to make sure you win.
2nd tackle for loss for Coons today, and it's 2nd and 14 for Missouri Southern now. You can't swing too often on Lindenwood's secondary. They were able to sniff those out well, and Devin Chafin just wasn't fast enough. 2nd and 14, the official call. 13:25 left to go in the third quarter. In the shotgun again with Chafin. Scott sets, claps his hands, puts Chafin in motion out to the near side. He looks for it, but instead keeps it on a draw. Splits through the defensive line. He's got room. Roderick Riles, a shoelace tackle at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a yard shy of moving the chains. It'll be 3rd down at the 31-yard line.
Good read that time by the Missouri Southern State Lions, knowing that we were pressed on the perimeter. We were outnumbered up the middle, so he took it up the middle, had a nice gain that time. Excellent run.
John Harris was down on the field for LU. Got up on his own power, but he's being helped off the field by the athletic training staff. Looks to be keeping weight off of his right leg as he's limping off now. Doesn't need anyone to support his weight, but it's tough for him to move, and that much is clear. So Lindenwood will bring out a backup, Justin Taylor, to replace him, and Tanner Saboka to replace Taylor on the opposite side of the defensive line. 13:02 left to go in the third quarter. Lindenwood a 14-point lead, but it's 3rd and 1 at the LU 31. Scott in the shotgun once again with Devin Chafin to his right hip. 2 receivers on the far side, or rather 1 on the far, 3 on the near for Missouri Southern. Clint Coons is the nickelback, and Wesley Thomas steps up to provide some extra blocking and man on as the safety. Scott has it. He's taking it himself up the gut. He has the first down, bouncing off to the far side. He just fights through before Connor Harris and Bakari Triggs combine for the stop. It'll be a gain of 3 and a 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern.
One thing about Scott, just like Fadul, he's a tough runner who does not go down easy. You have to hit him low.
They set back up now. Missouri Southern taking their time. It's like you said, Adam. Lindenwood might not be coming out of the gate as strong with a 14-point lead on their back. It's 1st and 10 at the 28 with 12:34 left to go here in the third quarter. 2 receivers on either side. They're at each other's shoulders. Scott in the shotgun with Josh Hadley to his left side. Putting a man in motion, that's one of the slot receivers, Jacquee Davis. He gets it to him on the bubble to the near side. Harris in the backfield. The ball came loose. Lindenwood picks it up, but it's ruled an incomplete pass after the fact. So Lindenwood had a chance, but it's an incompletion, and it's 2nd and 10.
The best thing about this LU defense right now, we are putting shots on these guys. We are lowering our shoulders, making clean hits. It's fun to watch.
Would have only been the 2nd reception today for Jacquee Davis, one of the team leaders in overall receptions, but he hasn't been getting too many looks today. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. 12:18 left to go here in the third quarter. Lindenwood a 2-score lead. Back up in the shotgun. 2 receivers on the near side. Lathrop and Anthony Cannon on the far side. There's a pair more, Jacquee Davis and Jordan Morrison. Scott in the shotgun. He calls for it 3 yards deep. We have a whistle and a flag coming in. Looks like Missouri Southern ran out of time on the play clock. That's exactly what it is.
That's just a lack of focus.
It's all it can take sometimes. Can't blame any sort of glare. The play clocks and the scoreboard have been updated this season for Lindenwood after some complaints last year from opposing teams, but that drops them back 5. So instead of 2nd and 10, it's 2nd and 15 now at the Lindenwood 33. Same formation for Missouri Southern. Lindenwood, a 4-man front set to income. As Scott has it, chest high, 3-step drop back. He steps up, pumps it. He's flushed out of the pocket by Justin Taylor. Elects to take it himself across the line of scrimmage. He's still shuffling, but gets whistled out of bounds before he can get back to the original marker. And he'll be shy now 13 yards of the chains. So it'll be 3rd and 13 with 12 minutes left to go here in the third quarter.
That's why you were so successful on the defensive side, only holding them to 7 points in the first half, because you were able to flush him out of the pocket, make him throw on the run, and just make him uncomfortable.
Missouri Southern started this game with the opening score, a 13-play, 93-yard drive. Made it 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Lindenwood put up 21 unanswered in the second. And they're looking to continue that momentum here. 3rd and 12. Scott to pass. Steps up in the pocket, and he rolls out away from it. John Harrison pursued, or rather Antonio Davis. Lions are trying to make the tackle, slipping away. Wesley Thomas finally makes it out and pushes him out of bounds a couple of yards shy of the first down marker. That'll bring up 4th with 11:37 left to go in the quarter.
Hopefully not a late flag there for a extracurricular activity out of bounds.
There's a pair on the 20-yard lines near the sidelines. All depends on the conversation, and considering that there's 2, safe to say that there will be a penalty, and it all comes down to who it's going against. Having the conversation now, here's the referee. No, he's talking to the sidelines now of Lindenwood. And looking back now to Missouri Southern sidelines. He's speaking with head coach Patrick Ross. Here's the call. Missouri Southern, Scott Lathrop, the wide receiver. And they were just making sure to see if Coach Ross wanted to accept the penalty or not, considering it would have been 4th down, and Coach Ross accepted the penalty. So on what was already 3rd and long, Coach Ross will elect to make it 3rd and longer. So instead of 3rd and 12, it's 3rd and 22.
How many penalties and how many yards are lost today for the Southern school? My goodness.
So far today, it's been 5 penalties, that being their 6th, and 55 yards of penalties allowed. Lindenwood, on the other hand, only 2 penalties for 20 yards. Chest high snap on the 3rd and long play. Scott hit in the backfield. He's still able to stay on his feet. Tanner Saboka in the back, and he's brought down. Nick Granberry combining as well. 4th sack on the year for the junior. And it's 4th and even longer.
Penalties on the drive. Too much time in the pocket, him leaving the pocket. Missouri Southern State's offense right now is just a mess, and we are doing a great job of taking advantage of it.
Lindenwood punting unit, slow to get back out onto the field, but they have plenty of time to work with, and now a 4th and 28 gives Wesley Thomas plenty of room to return a punt. He's lined up at his own 9-yard line, as Stetson Broach will punt it away at his own 40. Lindenwood looks to bring the house. Missouri Southern going from right to left. The play clock is wind down once again, but we have no call yet. And there it is. Another delay of game on Missouri Southern.
So out of focus right now.
Some of the Lions players looking across at the play clock, making an argument saying that it wasn't reset. But either way, it pushes them back 5 more yards.
Now's your time right now to just step on it. You know, step on the gas and don't look back, because you have them with their backs against the wall right now.
Originally 1st and 10 at the Lindenwood 28-yard line. It's now 4th and 33 at the Missouri Southern 49. This one a short punt, end over end, bouncing first at the 24, and Wesley Thomas lets it go. A late hit, but before the whistle is blown, Ricky McCoy asking for a flag, but no flag coming in as the play was still live. So Lindenwood will start as the ball is spotted at the 10-yard line. Out comes the offense and the defense for the Lions, as we have a whistle on the field, and we'll be taking our first media timeout. Let's go ahead and send it down to our sideline reporter, Miss Allie Spry. Allie.
Thanks, Matt. So before the halftime, the offensive coach was talking to Alex Fidel and was telling him, you need to find your spacing. Take your time and figure out your spacing. And for the defense coach didn't have much to say as much as the defensive players did. They took the dry erase marker out of his hand and started writing down what their plan was, and it seemed to be working so far. So let's see what they have in this 3rd quarter. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Allie. Alex Fadul having a decent day so far for Lindenwood, picking up his first start as a true freshman. 7 for 12 through the air, 3 touchdown passes, and 151 yards. Lindenwood has the potential to field a 300-yard passer. They haven't had one of those since the game against the University of Nebraska at Kearney last year, when Mason Bendigo threw for 300 yards in Lindenwood's 24-10 win. 10-10 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. 21-7, Lindenwood on top of Missouri Southern State University. Fadul and Daniels set up in the gun as it's 1st and 10 from the 10 for LU. 2 receivers on either side for Fadul, a 4-man front incoming. High snap to give to Daniels, far side tackle, tries to get through the defensive line, but a shoelace stop from Jared Blanchard makes it only about a 3-yard gain.
Seems like Daniels is always one tackle away from breaking one. He is just that close almost every single time.
58 carries, 282 yards coming into today's game from the senior running back. He's got 13 today for just over 63 yards. And you're absolutely right. It's one defender, either a linebacker or a defensive lineman, a tackle on the legs, a shoelace tackle, and that's usually what brings Daniels down. And sometimes he'll break through into the safeties. Hopefully he can get it on this one. 2nd and 7. This one, a quick pass onto the near side. Deshaun Warren has it with some blockers to the 20. Gets hit at the waist and knocked down inbounds to bring up the first down for LU. A good play from the senior wide receiver, Jeremiah Shelley, with the stop for Missouri Southern.
Excellent blocking on the outside once again by Cooper Janisewski. If you're not going to catch passes, get out there and block. He's doing a fine job of that here this afternoon.
Lions were hurting for that earlier in this game, blocking from their wide receivers, and it looks to be that they've clamped down. 9:14 left to go. It's 1st and 10 for Lindenwood at the 22. This one to give on the far side to Daniels. He splits a couple of defenders. He's still chugging, still on his feet as he fights through for 8 yards and falls down for a couple of more. It's 12-yard gain and a first down for LU. Romel Hill, the linebacker, with the stop for Missouri Southern, and they're moving fast.
That's just what you call just being a man, facing the secondary head on and just going right at them.
226-pound senior out of St. Louis, making his presence known. 8:55 left to go in the 3rd quarter. They line back up now, triplets on the near side. The far side is empty. Fadul has it. Chest high, give on the sweep. Far side, Daniels, he has 5 yards, tries to get more, but he'll get wrapped up and knocked down just shy of the 40-yard line. Leaguer with the tackle along with Romel Hill once again, and it's 2nd down LU.
Time's on your side. You have the lead. You are marching down the field. Keep with the running game and take some time off the clock.
Lindenwood has been working closer and closer with those first down markers. Most of the time, Lindenwood picks up their first downs on the ground, with Daniels and Campbell being the prime culprits, and so far that's been the same story today. 2nd and 7. Fadul steps back, time in the pocket, looking to pass. He gets hit as he throws, and it's bobbled up. It looks like they're saying that's a live ball. It's still on the ground, picked up by Missouri Southern at the 30 and brought down after a fumble recovery. Ricky Green with the turnover for Missouri Southern. The officials are probably going to talk this one over because it looked to be that there was forward arm movement from Alex Fadul when that ball went in the air.
I would be surprised to see this one stand.
They're going to talk it over. It's the right thing to do. At the 25-yard line, they're talking it over now. Green came up with it after about 4 different Lions players from both sides had hands on the ball. Talking it over now. Looks like we're about to have an official call. They're still placing the ball at the 25, so it will most likely go to Missouri Southern.
Wow.
That's exactly what it is. A fumble recovered by Missouri Southern. So a turnover from Lindenwood. And it gives Missouri Southern prime position to try and set up a scoring drive. 8:04 left to go in the quarter. And they have 1st and 10 with 2 receivers on either side. In the shotgun is Braden Scott. He's got to his left side, Devin Chafin, rather to his right. Lindenwood slow to get their defense out onto the field as they were waiting for the official call, but everything's set to go now. 8:04 left to go in the 3rd. Here's Scott. Claps for it, chest high, fakes the give, pumps to the right side, gets it to his man. Met in the backfield, Bakari Triggs, a beautiful tackle, and that's a loss of 2 yards.
Man-to-man pressure on the outside. You look right at his belly button. You go step for step with him, and then you attack right on the ball. That was excellent technique.
Terrell Crawford tried to step up, but he didn't keep any eyes downfield. Bakari Triggs had his man. 2nd and 13 for Missouri Southern. 7:40 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Lined up at the Lindenwood 28-yard line. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far. A 4-man rush in coming from Lindenwood. Scott spins, calls for it, has it, chest high, fakes the give on the near side, goes to Lathrop. It's complete with a blocker. Wesley Thomas makes the tackle at the 25-yard line, a yard past it to the 24, and it's a gain of about 4 for 3rd and 9.
All throughout practice these last 3 or 4 weeks, LU on the defensive side has just drilled blowing up bubble screens into these guys' heads. They are really perfecting it so far.
Coming up on the 7-minute mark now here in the 3rd quarter. Neither team has put points on the board in this 3rd quarter. 2 receivers on either side. Sending Ja'Cory Bell out to the far side. Lathrop steps up. Scott has it. Tries to outrun Ricky McCoy. He does. He's moving down to the 10, and Wesley Thomas desperately pushes him out of bounds after he picks up the first down. A good run from the quarterback, and it's 1st and 10 at the edge of the goal line for Missouri Southern.
We always talk about not giving up the big play. While that wasn't a huge chunk of yardage or a touchdown, it really set them up here for this 1st down and goal.
The positioning makes that a big play. Any way you slice it. 6:48 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Missouri Southern threatening to make it a one-score game. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near with Jordan Morrison all alone. Braden Scott in the shotgun. He's got Ja'Cory Bell to his right, and the give is to Bell. Fighting up, cuts through an open hole in the offensive line, trucks through Wesley Thomas into the end zone. His 2nd rushing touchdown this year makes it 21-13, Missouri Southern.
All right, they kind of got that one on a cheapie. You know, the fumble by Alex Fadul wasn't really, who knows, but giving up a quick touchdown like that, now they have the mojo on their side.
That was the first point off any turnover from Lindenwood since the field goal scored by Missouri Western State University 4 weeks ago. 21-13, 6:29 left to go in the 3rd quarter. The snap is back, the ball is down, the kick is up, and Brock Renkin's PAT is good. 21-14. It's now a one-score game. 4 plays, 25 yards off of a fumble recovery, capped off by an 11-yard rush from Ja'Cory Bell.
As the offense coming back on now, just readjust your mindset. You're just fine. You know, no reason to panic. You can handle them.
We've reached immediate timeout. We'll step aside and be right back in just a few seconds right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Cheers. Take time to be a dad today.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Brock Rankin to kick this one away for Missouri Southern after a touchdown off a turnover, and from end to end, he boots it away. End over end, it sails out the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback for Lindenwood, and they'll have 1st and 10 at their own 25 to start this drive. Matt Sabatis, Adam Ziske here with you on the Lindenwood Sports Network, as Alex Fadul and the Lions offense will look to respond. Take you around the MIAA real quick. Emporio on top of Missouri Western, 24-14. UCM a shutout currently at the end of the first half, 31-0 over the Northeastern State University Riverhawks. 14-0 at the end of the half between Northwest Missouri State and Fort Hays State. Nebraska Kearney now trailing by 10 to Pitt State University, 31-21 at the end of the half. Daniels in the shotgun with Fadul. Daniels takes the give on fights on the near side. Rather, that's Shaquem Wharton. First touch he's gotten 3 weeks, and he fights for 3 yards to make it 2nd down.
Rare appearance that time by Shaquem, as you said, but it's good to give the load off of Daniels and Kalen Campbell for a little break.
First game for Wharton since week 7 against the Emporia State Hornets. He had 6 carries for only 20 yards in that game, and that was one of the first games we've seen Aaron Daniels. Fadul steps up as he sees the pocket collapse on him, tries to escape the pressure, and can only fight his way back to the line of scrimmage before he's knocked down by the legs. Ricky Green with the tackle for Missouri Southern, and it's 3rd down LU.
Your offensive line has to step up and give your boy time, because when he does have time, we've seen what he can do. He can zing it.
3rd and 7, Lindenwood at their own 28-yard line. 5:45 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. 21-14. Lindenwood on top. Lions against Lions. Wharton in the gun with Alex Fadul. 2 receivers bunched up on either side. It's a slow snap, but Fadul has time in the pocket to sling it out to Kendall Sparks at the 45. He falls down, and it's a big completion for LU as they have 1st and 10 now at their own 46.
One of the best corners in the country and in our conference, Ricky Green, the cornerback. Mr. Fadul has not been scared to challenge him this afternoon. He's going right after him.
8 pass breakups from Green, second on the team for Missouri Southern. Top 10 in the conference. 1st and 10 as Fadul looks to pass. He has extra time and a block from Wharton. He steps up as he feels the pressure. He'll look to keep it himself. Pumps and goes downfield with it. Makes a man miss and crosses the 40 to the 35. He's tapped down, and that's another big running gain for the freshman quarterback.
Some quarterbacks would go out of bounds on that play, but one thing about Alex Fadul, I've said it all game long, he craves getting hit. He loves to just lower the boom on people.
12 carries for Fadul, 63 yards on the ground, and he's now made it 1st and 10 for LU at the 32-yard line. Wharton still the running back for Lindenwood, as they've been using him primarily as an extra pass blocker so far. 2 receivers on either side as Fadul steps up in the gun, set for the pass. He has it, and it's a quick slinger out to Cooper Janisewski. He takes it and goes about 3 yards before he's pulled up and knocked down on a short gain by Missouri Southern State's Jeremiah Shelley. It'll be 2nd down.
One thing about Cooper, he isn't targeted very much, but he has very sure hands.
See if they can continue to get it to him. For 2nd and now 6 at the 28-yard line. 4:28 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Fadul calls for it, has it. Sweep on the give to Shaquem Wharton. An open hole in the offensive line. And some blockers down to the 20, to the 15. An open lane into the end zone. Touchdown, Lindenwood.
See what happens when you don't panic on offense? You're just fine.
Only the 2nd touchdown this year for Shaquem Wharton. And the Lions now make it 27-14 with 4:15 left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Excellent play calling by the offensive coordinator. You know Missouri Southern State's very poor at stopping the run, so just attack them.
Out comes Connor Harris. Lions to attempt the PAT. A.J. Thigpen, the holder. Matthew Dreyer, the snapper. Harris is a perfect 8 for 8 in his college career. The snap is back. It's low. The ball is down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 28-14. Lindenwood back to a 2-score lead as they take their way off the field now, and they'll come back out with the kicking team. Lions look to come away with a big victory when they hit the road next week to take on the University of Central Missouri Mules. Join us as the Lions look to cap off 2016 in Warrensburg, Missouri, with the Mules at 1:30. Kickoff is at 1:30. Pregame is at 1:15. You can catch it all here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. 6-play, 75-yard drive for Lindenwood, capped off by a 28-yard touchdown run from Shaquem Wharton. Only his 2nd touchdown this year. And Lindenwood makes it 28-14. Out comes Brandon White. Set to kick it away. Missouri Southern back to return. Chad Nolan, Terrell Crawford. In their white road jerseys, the green pants, the gold numbering with the green trim, the gold lettering and gold sleeves, green helmet with a gold stripe down the middle, and a lion head on the side. Brandon White has his line set, raises his hand, and he's on his way. And the ball is away. End over end. It's a short one, as it's picked up at about the 4-yard line by Terrell Crawford. He steps up to the 15, tries to fight through a pile, but he can't get back to the 25. Large mass of Lindenwood Lions, including Calwan Street and Tenacious Purifoy, combining on the stop for LU. It'll be 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern.
Right now in this ball game, you are 2 key stops away from ending it early. You can put this one away real fast with very, very high intensity.
4:10 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Still plenty of football left to be played, but Lindenwood and the defense have been strong throughout. 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern. Braden Scott back out on the field now. Devin Chafin, the running back, as they line up in the shotgun with 2 receivers on either side. A 4-man rush incoming from Lindenwood. Scott claps his hands, looks to put a man in motion, but instead takes a snap, fakes the give to Chafin, pumps, and he goes over as he rolls out of the pocket as the pocket collapses. Justin Taylor can't make the sack, and he loops it down underneath, complete to Jordan Morrison at the 46-yard line. The Lions secondary has still not been able to hold down these broken plays, and that's a big 1st down on a 20-yard reception for Missouri Southern.
Now, Scott's made his fair share of mistakes today, but he keeps his eyes downfield, the best I've seen out of any quarterback in the conference.
1st and 10, and Missouri Southern looks to catch the Lions napping. Goes to the far side quickly. Scott does to Morrison again, and Roderick Riles flies in to make a quick stop to bring up 2nd down on only a 3-yard gain.
That's exactly right. Limit these short yardage plays. 3 to 5 every time is fine. You give those up underneath, that's going to melt the clock a lot in your favor, but no big plays deep downfield.
Passing yards starting to get up there for Missouri Southern. That's now 181 this game. 87 yards only on the ground. Scott calls for it, fakes the give to Chafin, and goes underneath quickly. It's complete to Lathrop. He has an open lane to the 35, to the 30, to the 20. Now ripped down by Roderick Riles from the back. And a huge reception from Lathrop down to the 15 for another big gain for Missouri Southern as they're in the red zone.
All right, for the LU defense, I'm going to give you a little cheat sheet here. They're down 14 with limited time. They're going to be throwing it a lot, so play for the pass. Don't bite on those fakes on the inside run like that. Too easy.
They were good on the ground last week, 255 yards against Northeastern State University. But the passing game has been the game today for Missouri Southern State. 1st and 10 at the LU 15 with 3 left to go here in the third quarter. 2-score lead for Lindenwood in the shotgun with Devin Chafin. Low snap to give to Chafin on the near side. Quickly gobbled up by the defensive line. He tries to slide through and get about 4 yards on the carry before Connor Harris and John Harris can finally pull him down.
One thing I'm concerned about is our defensive line push hasn't been there in the second half.
Both of these teams coming off a W last week. Missouri Southern 45-33. Lindenwood 35-14. 2nd and 6 at the 11. Chafin the running back. Braden Scott claps, calls for it, tries to get Lindenwood to jump off sides. No one does, though. He calls for it again now and has it. This one fakes the give, gives it to Chafin on the far side, and Connor Harris quickly in the backfield to pull him down. Excellent play from the senior linebacker.
Connor Harris that time in charge of the C-gap. You know, he has limited minutes here on his home turf to really make that impact, and he's doing a fine job here this afternoon.
Clock continues. We're at the 2-minute mark in the third quarter. 2-score lead for LU. 3rd and 6 after the tackle for loss from Connor. Ja'Cory Bell now in as a running back for Missouri Southern State. Braden Scott set up with Bell to his left side. 2 receivers on either side. Only a 4-man rush incoming from Lindenwood. They bring one more. Here's Scott, low snap, he steps up looking to pass, he finds an opening and elects to take it himself. Harris in pursuit to the 10 and just taps him out of bounds before he can pick up the first down. That'll bring up 4th and 4 for Missouri Southern. And we'll have to see what they go for here. Down by 2 scores, you doubt they try for the field goal. They can still pick up a new set of downs before the end zone. They need to just get to the 5, as they're at the 9-yard line right now. In the shotgun with Bell. Crowd gets going. 2 receivers on either side. 4-man rush incoming from Lindenwood. Scott calls for it, has it, looks the quick pump. It's nearly complete, but just tapped out as Ricky McCoy made the stop. Darius Williams as well. And it's a turnover on downs for Lindenwood.
Good job matching him step for step. Nice throw across the middle that time by Scott. He should have had it, but we'll take it.
Another empty red zone trip for Missouri Southern State. They came into today's game 20 for 30 with only 15 touchdowns and 4 turnovers. They come up empty more often than not.
The key piece on this drive, just do not turn it over.
Less than 3 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. 1:19 to be exact. Lindenwood back out into the field now. It's Fadul and Daniels set up in the shotgun. 2 receivers on either side. Devontae Majors, the tight end. Here's Fadul, chest high, given the near side. Aaron Daniels finds a gap across the right side. He's chugging along now on top of the 20 to the 30. He's still moving, trying to fight through 3 defenders to the 40 and pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Aaron Daniels, his biggest run of the day, gets Lindenwood at the edge of midfield. 1:10 left to go here in the third quarter. 14-point lead for LU. 1st and 10 at the Lindenwood 46-yard line. Majors and Warren on the far side. On the near side, it's Prince and Janisewski's. Fadul and Daniels set up in the gun for Lindenwood. A 4-man rush incoming for Missouri Southern. A low snap to give. Daniels on the near side doesn't get the blocking he needs, and he's met just a yard past the line of scrimmage for a short gain. Akeel Beard with the tackle for Missouri Southern State. Lions swapping a few out. Daniels taking his time off the field now. Shaquem Wharton back out for Lindenwood. Lions have had 4 different players with rushing yards so far today. Fadul so far with 69 yards. Daniels with 114. Campbell and Wharton with just a few over 30. This one, a pump from Fadul. He has time in the pocket looking downfield, but elects to take it himself. Has a blocker in Prince and uses that to truck his way across into Missouri Southern territory, just shy of the 45-yard line. It'll bring up third down, about 3 to go. Lions back out into the field now. They take their time with it. Missouri Southern defensively have been rough when it comes to letting down the ground game. Deshaun Warren, 3 receptions, 107 yards. Kendall Sparks, though, 3 receptions, only 32 yards. Let's see if Fadul tries to target anyone else. He's got Janisewski's twice and Dontrell Prince once. Taking their time with it now. They were looking for an official spot. 12 seconds left to go here in the third quarter.
Should just
They're
let it go.
resetting it. They're resetting the clock now, I believe, to 14:23 seconds. So nearly doubling the time left, and the clock restarts now. Lindenwood could elect to take it into the fourth quarter if they want to, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
Smart.
Offensive coordinator Mark Kolb will bring them in. There's time left to let this happen, but the Lions' offensive line looks skeptical, and they're not moving in. The officials aren't letting them, but there's plenty of time to do it, so they're watching the clock expire, and it does. So at the end of the third quarter, 28-14, Lindenwood on top of Missouri Southern State. We'll step aside, be right back with the fourth right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello.
Final 15 on the clock here in Harlen C. Hunter Stadium, and the Lions quickly getting to it. Aaron Daniels to give off center, gets the 3 yards he needs to move the chains. And Lindenwood moving into enemy territory for the first time this quarter as we join you now on the Lindenwood Sports Network. Matt Sabatis, Adam Ziske here with you, Ali Spry, our sideline reporter. Lindenwood looking to pick up their third win of the season, and they've got 2 scores ahead of them to move to 3-7 against Missouri Southern State University. Aaron Daniels, 17 carries, that being his 18th. He's got now over 120 yards, and they give it to him again. Fighting through, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. Tapped down after a short gain, Justin Leager with the stop, the linebacker for Missouri Southern.
No reason to change anything right now. Just keep going with the run right up the gut. These guys are tired on the defensive line for Missouri Southern State.
They're swapping through a trio of defensive linemen. Missouri Southern is dropping out Kendrick Johnson, bringing back in Travell Smith, Jared Blanchard, and Chris Williams. So the starting defensive line for Missouri Southern. It's 2nd and 9 with 14-17 left to go in the ballgame. Fadul calls for it. High snap, gives to Daniels on the far side. Tackle has one man to beat already across the 30, but gets wrapped up in the back and knocked down. Chris Goss, the free safety at the 30-yard line, making a good saving play, but it's 1st and 10 LU.
Aaron Daniels really enjoying senior day here this afternoon. I wish we could have him for one more year.
Already coming up on 150 yards on the ground today. Lindenwood has not had a 100 or 200-yard rusher in over 2 years. 1st and 10 now at the 28-yard line. 13:57 left to go in the ballgame. Lions taking their time, looking over to the sidelines for a play call. 13 left to go on the play clock. They set up now. Daniels in the shotgun. 2 receivers on the edge with Devontae Majors and Cooper Janisewski's on the far side. High snap to give to Daniels, near side guard. Tries to fight through the offensive line, but the D-line doesn't give him much to work with. Only about a 3-yard gain before he's pulled down by Jared Blanchard and Kendrick Johnson. It'll be 2nd and 10.
One thing that Daniels is doing here a lot of in these last couple of weeks, he's really showing good moves out of that stiff arm.
So 2nd and 8 now for Lindenwood. With 13-19 left to go here in the ballgame. 28-14, Lions on top. They set back up, same formation. Devontae Majors, the tight end. Don't have to change what ain't broke. 4-man rush incoming from Missouri Southern State. Fadul calls for it. Has it now, high snap, gives to Daniels on the far side. Met in the backfield, still on his feet. He slips around and he's able to get across, but Missouri Southern stayed with the play and pull him down 4 yards back. They'll give him forward momentum, and that's just a couple of yards back at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. A good play from Daniels to keep it going, but Missouri Southern got into the backfield. Chris Goss with the final tackle for the Lions.
Here on 3rd down and long, look for some play action type material. Alex Fadul's been great with his arm all game.
They've been handing it off to Daniels a majority of this drive. In fact, the last 4 plays have been a handoff to Daniels in some form. So let's see what they try here. No fake, and Fadul's looking straight to pass. Time in the pocket, and he loops it deep downfield for Warren. A lot of pressure, but he can't make the play.
Pretty impressed by that throw. He threw it where only his man could go up and get it. Nice route.
Chad Nolan with the stop defensively for Missouri Southern. That'll bring up 4th down for LU. And they're kind of in that no man's land around the 30-yard line where you're out of range for your normal kicker, Brandon White. I don't think they would want to try with Connor Harris at this point, because it would be just shy of a 47-yard field goal. It'd be a 46-yarder to be exact. And I think you're definitely too close to punt the ball away, so they got to go for it. 4th and 11 at the 29-yard line. 12-11 left to go in the ballgame. Lindenwood a 14-point lead, and they look to increase it. In the gun is Fadul with Aaron Daniels to the near side. Daniels provides the blocking in the pocket, and it's well overthrown of Dontrell Prince on the near side of the 20-yard line. So that's a turnover on downs for LU, and the defense will file out onto the field.
Excellent button hook that time by Daniels on his route. Fadul has to put that one right on the money if he's that wide open.
Both sides swapping out now. Make sure to stay up to date on the wide world of sports at Lindenwood University with Lion Pride Sports. All the experts, analysis, and highlights in one convenient place. Lion Pride Sports on the Lindenwood Sports Network. Check your local listings on AT&T UVerse 99, Charter 989, and online at lindenwood.edu/LUTV. Braden Scott back out onto the field now for Missouri Southern and the Lions. He's got Josh Hadley to his right hip. 2 receivers split on either side. Ricky McCoy backs off. He'll play a little extra coverage on this 1st and 10 play. It's a give to Hadley on the far side. Immediately gobbled up by the defensive line. A short gain, maybe 1 at most, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Surprised they are sticking with the run as much as they have been here in these last couple drives. They need to go, and the running game has not been good all day long.
Need to give it to Braden Scott more. He's been a key tool for this team since taking over just 2 weeks ago. While he does have the 2 interceptions, 21 for 31, 215 yards, and a passing touchdown. It's 2nd and 8 right now. High snap, he looks to pass, steps up, slings it downfield, nearly complete. But a great pass breakup from Roderick Riles to keep it out of the hands from Jordan Morrison at midfield. That brings up 3rd and 8, and the Lions have an opportunity for a stop.
Roderick Riles and Wesley Thomas have the 2 best closing speeds coming in on the ball out of any corner and safety on this team.
2 of the seniors on Lindenwood's roster today. We'll give you a full list of the seniors graduating after this season in just a bit. As Scott looks to pass, gets on a quick screen to the near side from Josh Hadley, steps on the numbers, and he loses the ball as it comes down, complete from Lindenwood. Taking it is Bakari Triggs, has to beat Scott, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. The 3rd defensive touchdown for Bakari Triggs this year, and it's 34-14 Lindenwood. Out comes Connor Harris and the kicking team to attempt to make it a 20-point game. 21-point game. Dickman the holder, Dreyer the snapper. Harris the left-footed kicker. Missouri Southern set to bring the house. Dickman sets. The snap is back. The ball is down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. Connor Harris shooting 100% in his college career. 35-14. Lindenwood takes the lead. Strip on that play from Lindenwood. Nick Granberry. He's been doing it all. A sack, a tackle for loss, and the strip for the scoop and score from Bakari Triggs. 35-14 on the defensive touchdown for LU. The 5th defensive touchdown overall for Lindenwood this season. Let's go ahead and send it down to our sideline reporter, Miss Allie Spry. Allie.
Just like you said, the coach is saying to them, keep it rolling, keep the momentum going. That's exactly what they just did, and they listened to their coach exactly. And so they need to keep this up in order to keep this win. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Allie. Zero play, 15-yard drive for Lindenwood. Not much more you can say about that. 43 seconds on the drive from Missouri Southern, but the scoop and score from LU, making it 35-14 in favor of the Lions, the Lindenwood Lions, that is, as they look to pick up their 3rd win of the season. 11:24 left to go in this one, as Brandon White will be kicking it away for LU. This time going from right to left, back to return for Missouri Southern are Scott Lathrop, and alongside him is Chad Nolan. They're lined up at the 3-yard line, backing up now about to the goal line. No wind playing a factor in today's game. And White has the ball set where he likes it, between the hash marks of the 35-yard line. Waiting for the official call, and he's set to go. White's on his way, and the ball is on its way. End over end. This one has plenty of height and a fair amount of distance. Picked up at the 1-yard line by Chad Nolan. He's trying to go across now to the far hash on top of the numbers. He's beating through, but brought down by Nate Blanchard at the 25. Beautiful shoelace tackle from the sophomore. And that'll be where Missouri Southern starts their next drive.
All right, now you're up 35-14. You can go for the kill shot if you want to. You can have a little fun as a defender. Look to light somebody up, pop somebody. You've worked hard for this lead. Enjoy it.
Lindenwood will still stick with their seniors, however. Obviously have to on a wonderful senior day here in Harlan Z. Hunter Stadium. 11:17 left to go in the quarter, as Lindenwood has a 3-score lead. Braden Scott back out on offense, waiting for his running back, as it's Ja'Cory Bell this time, coming out from the sidelines. He wasn't prepared. 2 receivers on either side. Lindenwood set to bring a 4-man rush. The officials waiting to see if Bell is set to go, and he is. So they'll set up in the shotgun. Braden Scott putting Bell in motion now to line up as a slot on the near side. It's an empty backfield for Scott. 1st and 10. He claps his hands and calls for it. Has it chest high, looks to pass, but instead keeps it himself on an immediate draw. Connor Harris meets him after a 5-yard gain and rips him down to bring up 2nd down.
Good to see Connor adding to his tackle total. He just keeps adding to it.
11:04 left to go in this one, and Connor already well over 630 career tackles as a Lindenwood Lion. This one a bobbled snap and a quick lofty one out to Jordan Morrison, complete across the 50 to the 45-yard line. Nate Blanchard unable to make the play, and that's a 1st down for Missouri Southern.
One-on-one go route on the outside. Once again, just like I said earlier, Mr. Scott has one heck of a touch on his ball, and he's really good for only a sophomore.
They're moving quickly now. Lindenwood will need to keep pace. 1st and 10 at the 46 in LU territory. This one a pass. Scott goes quickly underneath with it, but Lindenwood got a tip on it as it's incomplete to Terrell Crawford. Antron Watson, Connor Harris combining to make sure that play came apart, and it's 2nd and 10.
Just a bad throw that time by Scott, not leading his receiver. That could have been really dangerous if that ball would have stayed in the air that much longer. Wesley Thomas could have had it.
10:38 left to go in the ball game. Lions looking over to the sidelines for their play call, as a couple of the wide receivers were still deep downfield. Missouri Southern set now. Braden Scott in the shotgun, this time with Ja'Cory Bell. He's set now, claps for it, has it. Looking to pass, time in the pocket, and he slings it underneath. Again tipped by Lindenwood, and a stop from Darius Williams makes it 3rd down LU.
All 11 guys right now for the defense are just seeing the ball come out of his hand well. Good job.
Comes down to communication in the end. Anthony Cannon, the intended receiver for Missouri Southern. And it quickly brings up 3rd and 10 for the Lions. 10:32 left to go in this matchup. Lions against Lions. And it's a 21-point lead for the Lions. Lindenwood Lions, that is. 3rd and 10. 2 receivers on either side. Scott has it. Time in the pocket. Justin Taylor in pursuit. Gets a hand on him, but Scott escapes it. Tries to fly back up, but met at the line of scrimmage by Derek Sabuga for no gain.
Right now, it's just good to see everybody having fun. Right now, our sidelines are electric. Everybody's focused in the ball game. Good job, D-Sue.
Lindenwood absolutely feeling it at this point. They've held Missouri Southern to fewer and fewer yards as this half has progressed. So far, Missouri Southern only has 102 yards on the ground and 245 yards through the air. Lindenwood has averaged 200 yards of rush yards allowed each of their past 3 games. Now in this 4th and 10 play, it'll be Stetson Broach to punt it away, just a few yards back into his own territory. He gets it away for Wesley Thomas. Thomas will take it at the 10-yard line. No fair catch, and he's trying to juke around the defenders. Gets a block from Clint Coons at the 15, and he's still moving. Tries to fight through a hole, and he's got space. Now to the 35, the 40. Across midfield, one man to beat is Broach. To the 30, the 25, the 20. Gets a block from Armani Miller. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Lindenwood. A flag on the field back at the 40-yard line, and this one could be taken back. Darius Williams making a case with the side judge, but it looks like Lindenwood will not get the points on the board. Rather, there's a second flag as well back at the 25-yard line, and the officials will have to decompress on this one and make sure everything is set properly.
Ricky McCoy and Trey Johnson Stockton on the outside had a little bit of a low block you can make a case for, and I believe that's what it's going to be.
Would have been the first touchdown on the punt return all year from Wesley Thomas. His previous long was 15. All the officials but one now mulling it over at the 40-yard line on the near hash near the Lion Head. You can only assume that this one is going against Lindenwood. Talking it over now, still waiting on an official call. 9:25 left to go here in the third quarter, or in the ball game, I should say. 35-14, Lindenwood on top. They're still having a conversation about it. Looks like we could be having an official call right now. Let's see. No, they're looking over. They're going to have a conversation now with head coach Patrick Ross. There's a flag by the end zone as well, and one of the officials is going to pick up that. So there's flags aplenty on this field.
No kidding.
How's this one going to shake out? Because there's 2 out by the 40 where the ball was picked up. You can assume they could be both going against Lindenwood, but with 1 down by the end zone, that could shake things up as well. They're talking with Ross still, now at the 30-yard line. They're pointing down to the other flag at the 25. You can only assume they're just explaining to Ross at this point what the call is going to be. Here's an official call. He said the face mask penalty was declined from Missouri Southern.
Okay, that's better.
I'm still confused, though. Why would Coach Ross decline a face mask penalty? That's Coach Ross. I can't say what he's thinking, but all I know is that it's 1st and 10 for LU at their own 14-yard line after all the penalties are sorted out. Still a 21-point lead for Lindenwood with 9:25 left to go in this ballgame. Shaquem Wharton back out as the running back for LU. Alex Fadul set up in the shotgun with 2 receivers on the far side. Obviously, the officials still trying to make sure that they get every point right after the trio of penalties on that play. So far, they look to be good to go, though. 1st and 10 at the Lindenwood 16-yard line. As Missouri Southern looks to bring the house on this one. They're keeping the wide receivers close. This one given a sweep to Shaquem Wharton. Has some blockers, and he has a hole. A flag comes in from the backfield as Wharton is brought down a yard past the 20-yard line. Could be holding on Lindenwood as it's in that area. We'll just have to see.
Believe it might be back at the 10.
Officials will have a conversation. Here's the call. Let's see. No, they're backing up now. That's exactly what it is. Derek Gurney, the right tackle, one of the juniors on this team out of Illinois, the culprit on that play. So it'll back up Lindenwood half the distance, and instead of 1st and 10 at their own 14, it'll be 1st and a little longer, 1st and 15. Rather, 1st and 17 now, back at their own 8. Wharton still the running back for LU. They play close to the chest on this one. Wide receiver is only about 2 yards off the tackles. This one a low snap to give to Wharton. An open hole on the near side guard. Fights through for about 4 yards. But that's all about he's going to get before brought down by Romel Hill, the linebacker. 2nd down.
So right now, as an offense, you look to stay up for next week. You got a big one in UCM next week that you could pull off an upset for. So look to keep the advantage going and the mojo going as well.
Mules ranked 25th in the country. Lions had a very close game against the Emporia State University Hornets, ranked number 9th just 3 weeks ago. Lindenwood eventually lost 35-28. Had a 7-0 lead at half, and the two teams traded off scores from there. Emporia State just getting the last laugh. 2nd and long. This one a give on the sweep to Shaquem Wharton. He's met in the backfield. Can't get the blocking, and he's brought down for a loss of about 2. In the backfield, the tackle made by Ricky Green, the corner, and it's 3rd down.
Our third quarter defense coming out of the locker rooms has also been really good. It was great against Northwest Missouri State, then last week, then here this afternoon. Pretty solid job.
In the third quarter, Lindenwood only averaging 4 points per game allowed from their opponents. Missouri Southern State in the second half entirely is only averaging just over 12 points per game.
Wow.
3rd and long for LU. 7:50 left to go in this ball game. Lindenwood a 21-point lead. Fadul a high snap, and he drops back to pass. 3 steps, he steps up, and looks to keep it himself now across the 10-yard line. Met and ripped down from the back. A misplay from Alex Fadul, and that's an easy tackle from Missouri Southern State. Akil Beard, the freshman linebacker out of Texas. And that'll bring up 4th down for LU, and the punting unit makes their way out.
You have to feel really good that Alex Fadul is only a freshman, and he's doing this good of a job controlling his team, controlling the tempo, and just being smart.
Lindenwood getting their reps after burning his redshirt eligibility earlier this year and making sure that they get him as much experience as they can. And so far, it's paid off. 7:10 left to go in this ball game. And Fadul has had a heck of a day, not only on the ground, but in the air. 10 for 17, 182 yards. On the ground, 14 carries for 78 yards. Thigpen gets the punt away. It's a short one, bouncing first at the LU 45, and it keeps rolling. Ricky McCoy and Connor Harris pounce on it and down it at the 38-yard line. So that's where Missouri Southern State University will start their next drive with 6:49 left to go here in this ball game. A 35-14 lead. Lindenwood on top. Let's go ahead and take you around the MIAA. We'll do that when we come back, as a matter of fact. We've reached immediate timeout. We'll step aside and be right back here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
First and 10 for Missouri Southern. 6:49 left to go in this one, and a quick lofty pass to start it. Intercepted by Lindenwood at the 40, but a flag comes in as the Lions might not be able to hold on to this one. Jacqueed Davis, the intended receiver for Missouri Southern, with the interception made by LU that time. Orlando Woolens, the corner.
Good call.
Seems like it could be a clear penalty, and Lindenwood had a chance, but that one will go back to Missouri Southern. That much can be said.
Hands to the face when he was going up to the ball, and he really didn't play the ball either.
That'll give Missouri Southern a few extra yards to push into Lindenwood territory, and now it's 1st and 10 at the LU 47-yard line. Fans aren't having it, but from our vantage point, pretty clear. Set up now in the shotgun. It's Braden Scott to his right side is Devin Chafin. Time in the pocket, but he steps up, tries to escape the pressure. He's bouncing around the defensive line, slips a shoelace tackle, still on his feet, but Connor Harris and Antron Watts strip him after about a 6-yard gain down to the 42.
All right, at this point, this game's pretty much wrapped up. Now you're just getting ready for UCM, so it's important to make the tackle the first time. No missed tackles.
It'll be a 1:30 kickoff with a 1:15 pregame show right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. Quick pass on the near side, complete to Jacquees Davis. Woolens with the tackle for Lindenwood, and that'll be enough for a first down. Gain of about 8 down to the 34-yard line for Missouri Southern.
Right now, as a defensive coordinator, you are focusing on playing a complete game.
UCM will be coming high off of their potential win against the Northeastern State University Riverhawks. 6 minutes left in the third quarter of that game, but it's a 38-7 lead. This one, a quick gun pass over to the 20-yard line. It's complete, and Scott Lathrop gets pulled down at the 15. Another big pass from Missouri Southern, that one for 17 yards, and they're moving quickly. Lindenwood has been a little slow to the punch so far in this quarter. Set back up in the shotgun now. Devin Chafin, the running back. 2 receivers on either side for Missouri Southern. Lindenwood, a 4-man rush. Braden Scott calls for it. Low snap at the waist. He looks to pass, lofts it up deep to the end zone. Lathrop goes up and hauls it in. Touchdown, Missouri Southern.
Calwan Street that time, the linebacker who got beat on the play, he didn't even know where the ball was. You have to see the ball better than that, son.
Anthony Cannon was the receiver on that touchdown for Missouri Southern State. That makes it a 35-20 game in favor of Lindenwood. Out comes the kicking team for the Lions. Once again, Stetson Broach, or rather Brock Renken, to attempt the PAT. Renken 2 for 2 today, 22 for 23 this year. Lathrop is the holder. Lathrop is set. The snap is back, the ball is down, and there's a flag signaling the play dead, as the kick was good. Looks like one of the Lindenwood Lions took a step ahead, and potential offsides penalty.
Finish strong. No reason for all this. You're up in the ball game. No one needs penalties. No one needs extracurricular activity. Just play the game.
Here's the call. That's exactly what it is, so a half the distance to the goal. And they'll most likely just reset for the kick. Missouri Southern sets back up and just comes down to respotting the ball. Again, Lathrop the holder, Renken the kicker, the junior. 22 for 23 this year. 5 for 9 on his field goals, and he's set to go. Let's wait for Lathrop to call for it. He does. Snap is back, the ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 35-21, Lindenwood still on top with 5:43 left to go in this one. Game's not over yet. Lindenwood a 2-score lead with just under 6 to go. Lindenwood Athletics Department is one of the largest in the country, offering 55 different sports, including 27 sports at the NCAA level, over 1,750 student athletes, and a combined 57 national championships. All the information you want to find out about the many athletic programs at Lindenwood University can be found online at lindenwood.edu. The drive from Missouri Southern, their third scoring drive of the game. 4 plays, only 62 yards, and only a minute and 6 seconds off the clock. A 14-yard touchdown pass from Braden Scott to Anthony Cannon. Cannon's 4th receiving touchdown this year, making it 35-21 in favor of Lindenwood. Look around the rest of the MIAA. Emporia State taking down Missouri Western State earlier today, a 27-14 victory. Washburn on top of UCO and the Broncos, 24-14. It's a close one in Hays, Kansas, between Northwest Missouri State and the Fort Hays State Tigers, 14-0 in the middle of the third quarter. And it's 38-21 in Pittsburgh, Kansas, with the Gorillas against the University of Nebraska at Kearney Lopers with 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter there. We've got 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter here. Lindenwood a 14-point lead, and this one should be an onside kick from Rankin. Right into the legs of Connor Harris, and he takes it down on the knee.
Excellent fundamentals. Just set up for it and take it. Good job.
He didn't even move. He went down on a knee, and it was right into his hands. So it'll be 1st and 10 for LU in Missouri Southern State territory.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Connor Harris has it on to first.
I mean, I'm not surprised he plays shortstop. That's one of the most versatile positions you need, and Connor's one of the most versatile players on this field. 1st and 10 LU at the Missouri Southern State 45-yard line. It'll be Alex Fadul once again. This time it's Shaquem Wharton as the running back for LU. 2 receivers on the far side, or rather on the near. Janisevsky's is alone on the far. Fadul calls for it. Gives on the near side. Gives to Wharton. Going up. That's Aaron Daniels, rather. He fights through for 2 yards off the tackle. Then he gets ripped down after a short gain.
Good to see Aaron Daniels staying in the game, just enjoying his senior day. He's worked hard for this opportunity in this moment. Take full advantage of it.
Neither side has used the timeout this half, and with 5:26 left to go, if Lindenwood keeps the ball on the ground, Missouri Southern might have to use 1 or 2 of them this drive. Aaron Daniels still the running back for LU. They send triplets out to the far side. Paul Silvio, Cooper Janisevsky's, and Kendall Sparks. Devontae Majors is the tight end on the near side, as there are no wide receivers there. Ball split the hashes at the 44. 2nd and 8 for LU. 5 minutes left to go in the ball game. Fadul, a high snap to give to Daniels on the far side. Tries to get through. Splits a couple of defenders off the offensive line. And he has about 6 yards in the carry before they finally pull him back. They'll put the forward momentum at the 36-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2.
One thing about these Lions from Missouri Western State, they are competing from the start of the game until the end of the game. They're really playing hard despite being down.
3rd and 2 at the 37-yard line for Lindenwood. They're slow to the punch now, both sides are. They're just taking their time with 4:30 left to go here in this ballgame. Lions swapping out a few players. Offensive coordinator Mark Kolb calling the shots from the sidelines at the 45. Fadul and Daniels set up in the gun with the wide receivers bunched up close now. Devontae Majors and Paul Silvio on the near side. Janisevsky's and Kendall Sparks on the far side. We have a whistle and a timeout taken by Lindenwood as the play clock was set to expire. So the Lions use their first of the half with 4:16 left to go. Grammy Award-winning saxophonist Kenny G will be performing live at the J. Scheidegger Center for the Arts at Lindenwood University this December. If you'd like to learn more about Kenny G or any of the events slated for the J. Scheidegger Center this season, you can visit them online at luboxoffice.com. That's luboxoffice.com.
So UCM's up big in their game still, it looks like.
Absolutely. A 45-7 lead over the Northeastern State University Riverhawks in the closing minutes of the 3rd quarter there. So they'll increase their record. Lions will face off against them next Saturday, 1:30 in Warrensburg, Missouri. Should be a fun time. 4:16 left to go in this one. Lions back out of the field now. Alex Fadul could be passing at some point later on. He's 10 for 17 today, 182 yards, no interceptions and 3 touchdowns. He's yet to throw an interception in his freshman campaign as a Lindenwood Lion. He's set in the gun now with Aaron Daniels. It's a high snap to give to Daniels at the far side. Guard charges through for the first down, and he gets about 4 yards more. Lions get the chains moving as Justin Leager makes the tackle for Missouri Southern State University.
He is just too hard to stop. Once he gets his feet churning, he is a train through the middle.
1st and 10 for Lindenwood now at the 30-yard line. They reset the ball now, and the clock restarts. We're at the 4-minute mark here in the ball game. 35-21, LU on top. Fadul looking over the sidelines, getting the play call for Mark Kolb. They're taking their time, as one can expect. 12 seconds left to go on the play clock, 3:53 left in the game. Daniels steps up in the shotgun out of the right side as Missouri Southern looks to bring the house against Daniels. This one a give on the sweep to the far side, and Daniels has a hold down to the 20, the 15, the 10. He's still chugging to the 5, just finally ripped down 2 yards shy of the end zone by Ricky Green, the safety, and it's 1st and goal.
Would love to see him punch one in here on senior day.
Daniels already 3 rushing touchdowns this year coming into the game. He could pick up another one right now. Goal to go at the 4. 3:30 left to go in this matchup. And the Lions are again taking their time to get the play call. Missouri Southern will bring the house as they bunch up and look to give it to Daniels once again. They set up now in the shotgun. Daniels to the left side. Fadula high snap to give to Daniels. He takes it, bounces off the offensive line, charges into the end zone for the Lindenwood touchdown.
Once you have Daniels like that, one-on-one on the edge, you're just beat. He's too big and too physical for you to take down that easily.
Fourth rushing touchdown this year for the senior on Senior Day. Makes it 41-21, Lindenwood on top. Now comes Connor Harris, AJ Thigpen, and the PAT team to try and make it another 3-score lead. Connor perfect today on his PATs. He got the ball set. Left-footed kicker steps out, and he's ready to go. AJ calls for it. Snap from Dreyer is back. The ball is down. A flag is up. The kick is up, and the kick is good. They didn't whistle the play dead.
Yep. Wonder what it could be.
We're going to talk about it now. Let's see. Here's the official call. Simply an offsides on Ricky Green, so nothing of substance against Lindenwood, and they won't take any sort of favor against that. It'll be 42-21 either way. This broadcast is put on solely by communication students at Lindenwood University pursuing a degree in many media fields. If you're interested in learning more about the program or what it would take to become a student sportscaster, you can find out more online at lindenwood.edu. .3:11 left to go here in this ball game. Lindenwood a 21-point lead over Missouri Southern State University. The Lions, Lindenwood, looking to pick up their third win of the season, as Brandon White is in to kick it off once again for LU. Back to return for Missouri Southern. Chad Nolan, Terrell Crawford, they're lined up at the goal line. From right to left, White is set. He's on his way, and the ball is on its way. End over end, it's a boomer, plenty high, fairly deep, picked up at the goal line, and Nolan will have to take it out. He tries to go east to west at the 10. He's met by Aaron Daniels and brought down at the 9.
Excellent physicality that time by the special forces on the kick return. They got down there in a hurry and made a nice open field tackle.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern State, and they are keeping it slow now as they've lost all the wind in their sails. A 21-point lead for LU. 3:04 left to go in this ball game, as both Lions teams are out on the field now. In the shotgun is Scott. He's got Josh Hadley to his right side, 2 receivers on either side. Lindenwood a 4-man rush, with the dime being Karan Williams. This one a quick slant up the middle, incomplete to Jordan Morrison, as Darius Williams stepped up on the coverage.
Darius Williams could have had a shot at one, couldn't he? He was just that much closer to it.
He tried for it, didn't come up with it. But it's 2nd and 10.
Nice ENT to his name.
Lindenwood 2 interceptions already today, one by Connor Harris, one by Roderick Riles. They had 5 last week, 2 of them from Ricky McCoy. 3 minutes left to go in this one as Scott looks to pass. He has time in the pocket, steps up and lofts it underneath, complete to Jacque Davis as he slides down at the 28-yard line for a first down. Missouri Southern moving quickly. It's now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Clock restarts after the chains move. 2:52, this one a give. On the far side, rather, Ja'Cory Bell doesn't take it. It's a pass to Jordan Morrison at the 40. Good for a first down for Missouri Southern. A late flag comes in after Morrison loses his helmet. It looks like some tensions are riding high after the play. This could go against either side. We'll have to see.
Maybe a face mask on Darius Williams. He looked to go up near the grill of the receiver.
They're talking it over right now. Ball has yet to move. The officials will most likely give it against Lindenwood. Let's see. And that's exactly what it is. Good call, Adam. So the penalty moves Missouri Southern up to the Lindenwood 41-yard line. It's still 1st and 10 with 2:43 left to go in this ball game. A 21-point lead for Lindenwood. Missouri Southern sets up now. Ja'Cory Bell, the running back. Scott calls for it. Low snap. He's looking deep downfield. Guns and pumps it down for Morrison. He holds on through a tackler. Kendall Sparks and Bakari Triggs trying to make the play. And they're able to pull him down at the 20-yard line. At the red zone, it's a 21-yard reception. And good for a first down for Missouri Southern.
Excellent concentration that time by Morrison. He got popped right as he caught the football. Another good throw by Scott.
So 1st and 10 for the 20. Braden Scott in the gun with Ja'Cory Bell. 2 receivers on either side. A low snap as Scott looks to pass. He pumps once and rolls out to the near side. He could go downfield for Bell if he wants it. Elects to go to the end zone. Orlando Woolens breaks it up with a near INT, but it's incomplete. And that brings up 3rd down.
When our cornerbacks and safeties are right, they're doing exactly this. Just flying around, finding the ball, trying to come up with interceptions. Awfully close that time once again.
Rather 2nd and 10 now for Missouri Southern at the 20-yard line. 2:14 left to go in this one. As they line back up now. Braden Scott in the shotgun, 3 yards deep. Ja'Cory Bell to his right side. 2 receivers on the numbers on either side. He calls for it. It's low at the knees. He looks to pass. The pocket collapses. He rolls out. A flag comes in. Might be a hold. He's still being pressured. He goes deep with it. Airs it up to the corner of the end zone. Flying for it is Bakari Triggs. He can't come up with it. It's incomplete. We'll have to see what this flag is, as the intended receiver was Jacque Davis. Bakari Triggs almost had another interception under his belt. Here's the official call on that flag. Rather, they're talking to Coach Patrick Ross, most likely holding if they're asking to see if he accepts. It's on Jarrell Jackson, the junior left tackle out of Louisiana, so Coach Ross accepted it and dropped the Missouri Southern State Lions 10 yards to make it 2nd and 20 with 2 minutes left to go in this one.
For Jackson, that's his 3rd time being penalized here this afternoon. Too many penalties for Missouri Southern.
Offensive line needs to be locked down in situations like this, even when a game is out of hand. A 21-point lead for LU. 2nd and 20. Here's the snap. Looking to pass as the pocket collapses, goes quickly underneath, and it's incomplete to Lathrop. So that'll bring up 3rd down.
Lots of good throws by Scott this afternoon, but his receivers have to come up with those. Those are too precious to drop.
Lathrop's 54 receptions this year. That's 3rd in the NCAA in receptions per game. He's one of the top targets for Missouri Southern State, but he only has 4 this game. It's been a tough road for him to be holding on to these passes. 3rd and 20. Ja'Cory Bell, the running back. Braden Scott sets up 4 yards deep in the gun. 2 receivers on either side. They're taking their time now with 1:57 left to go in the ball game. A chest-high snap. He spins it, looks downfield to pass. Lines in pursuit. Derek Sabuga hits him as he throws. He goes to the end zone with it nearly picked off. Bakari Triggs bats it to the ground. And another flag in the backfield. Could be roughing the passer on Derek Sabuga, as that one's down to the 40-yard line. And I got to say, it seems a little obvious at that point. Sabuga got there a little late.
I believe you are correct, sir.
That's exactly what it is. Derek Sabuga getting tagged with a penalty for Lindenwood. And that'll be an automatic first down for Missouri Southern State. It was 3rd and 20. A 15-yard penalty makes it 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line for the Missouri Southern State Lions. 1:49 left to go in this ball game. Same formation in the shotgun with Ja'Cory Bell. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far. Braden Scott sets up a 4-man rush incoming. Karan Williams, the nickelback for LU. A low snap. He's looking to pass. Goes quickly with it to Lathrop on the far side. Pushes off Kendall Spark, Bakari Triggs, and pulls it in for the touchdown.
That should have been a push-off.
That's what I was wondering, but
they got away with one there. That was easy.
I think the officials are just waiting for this game to end as much as everyone in the stands are. Penalty would just delay that. 42-27 makes it now a 2-score game, still in favor of Lindenwood. 1:45 left to go in this matchup. As out come Brock Renken to attempt the PAT. He's perfect today, 3 for 3. The holder is Lathrop. Lindenwood set to bring the house. Lathrop calls for it. Has it now. Snap is high and a flag comes in.
Holy cow.
Woo!
Flag fest.
Nothing like some penalties here in a game that's already more than decided. That's on Brock Whalen, the sophomore offensive lineman. So that'll drop Missouri Southern State back 5 yards to attempt the PAT once again. 42-27, Lindenwood on top with 1:45 left to go in this matchup. Lathrop again the holder. Rankin the right footer. Lathrop calls for it. Nobody goes. Now he has it. High snap, another flag. The ball is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Hopefully we don't have to redo this one with that flag coming in and the PAT successful.
Can you believe this, though? My goodness.
It's a little funny at this point. Offsides on Karan Williams for LU, and that'll back the Lions up. But it's declined after. So with 1:45 left to go here in the ball game, 42-28, Lindenwood on top. This game got started with Missouri Southern State getting on the board first. A 10-yard touchdown pass to Josiah Bennett. He hasn't gotten too many touches the rest of the way. That got Missouri Southern up 7-0. It was Lindenwood a majority of the way from that point on. 21 unanswered points in the second quarter alone. Alex Fadul, a 13-yarder to Dontrell Prince, then a 7-yarder to Cooper Janisewski's, and a 61-yarder to Deshaun Warren before the Missouri Southern State Lions were able to respond with 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter. It was an 11-yard touchdown run from Ja'Cory Bell to make it 21-14, but the Lindenwood Lions were able to regain that big 14-point lead. A 28-yard touchdown run from Shaquem Wharton made it 28-14, and the two teams have nearly traded ever since. A 3-yard touchdown pass from Braden Scott, and then a 14-yard touchdown pass from Braden Scott made it 35-20. Lindenwood had things going after the 35-yard pass was fumbled and picked up by Bakari Triggs. The scoop and score got Lindenwood into the end zone to make it 35-20. After that, Lindenwood a 4-yard touchdown run made it 42-21. And now that pass from Braden Scott on a 7-play, 90-yard drive spanning 1 minute 19 seconds. Capped off by the 15-yard touchdown pass to Anthony Cannon. And they'll onside it once again. Harris is set at the 45. This one's a high bounce and picked up at the 50-yard line by Wesley Thomas, the senior. An excellent play. And the Lions offense will come out to potentially kneel the game away. 42-28 they lead in the final home game on Senior Day. Let's go ahead and introduce you now to the seniors that will be departing after today's game. The safety, Wesley Thomas, number 1. The number 6 wide receiver, Deshaun Warren. Dennis Rufus, Ahmad Springer, Connor Harris, Antron Watts, Roderick Riles, Aaron Daniels, Philip Posley, Clint Kuhn, Skylar Kroll, Justin Taylor, the offensive lineman Alex Zendejas, Dixon Diaz, and Deshaun Lawson, the wide receiver Travis McMillan, and the kicker Brandon White. As the first knee is taken by Alex Fadul, no timeouts with 1:36 left to go in this one, as the Lions will move on to 3-7 on the season. Missouri Southern State will fall to 2-8. This being the final home game of the regular season, we want to thank everyone involved here at the Lindenwood Sports Network. Our director, John Elam, our technical director, Sam DeZayao, our audio person, Jessica Hodge, our replay coordinator, Becca Rockwell, everyone on the cameras, our field producer, Mona, our booth producer, the wonderful Michelle Sproat, and our man on graphics, David McKinney, our sideline reporter, Allie Spry, and of course all the faculty here at Lindenwood University. Brandon McKinney, Ed Voss, Mike Wall, and of course the dean of the president of Lindenwood University, President Michael Schonrock. Without any of these fine people, none of this would be possible here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. Another knee taken by Fadul drops the Lions back to 3rd and 14 with 38 seconds left to go here in this ballgame. 42-28, Lindenwood will walk away with their 3rd victory of the season and back-to-back victories for the first time since last year. As Fadul takes the final knee, and the Lions will walk away victorious. 42-28, today's final. We'll step aside, be right back in just a few seconds with the postgame right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
How long have we been married, dear?
For 76 years.
He was kind and generous to me before we married, and he was kind and generous to me all these years. We decided on Meals on Wheels because I was getting to the point where I couldn't do all the things that I had been able to do. We're the Spans. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
42-28. 42-28, Lindenwood defeating the Missouri Southern State University Lions, picking up their third win of the season as they advance to 3-7. Matt Sabatis, Adam Ziske here with you. Adam, any quick final thoughts before we go down?
It's just great to have these seniors come out and play well. You know, they've earned it being here, putting in all this time and work, so good job getting the W today.
Let's go ahead and send it down to our sideline reporter, Miss Allie Spry, who's joined by Lindenwood head coach Patrick Ross.
Coach, what a game. It's the last home game of this season, and you came out with a win. Tell me how proud of you are of your team right now.
You know, win, lose, or draw, I've been proud of these guys for 10 football games. You know, obviously we like to be on the other side of the wins and losses, but these guys are battling for 60 minutes. Our leadership is good, our heart is good, our passion's good. So win, lose, or draw today, I'm proud of the football team we're putting on the field, and I'm happy for those guys to get that W, though.
Great. And so what are you going to do going into your last game of the season?
Well, this is outstanding. Central Missouri's, I'm assuming they won today. I don't know yet or not, but hopefully they did, and they'll be sitting at 8-2 and have an opportunity to playoffs. So this would be a good opportunity for us to go see a team that's playoff caliber and hopefully come out of there with a win. But I'm excited about the group we're putting together, and they're going to go and they're going to fight in Warrensburg next week.
Well, great. Go be with your team.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Coach Ross. 42-28 today's final. We'd like to thank you for joining us here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. For Allie Spry, for Adam Ziske, I'm Matt Sabatis. 42-28 today's final. We'll see you next time, next week, against the University of Central Missouri Mules at 1:15, right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
Is the Lindenwood Sports Network.